Don't say buck or fugger.
Oh, okay.
There we go. That's all set up now. So we's recording. I will warn you that if I do go quiet for a bit, it's because I'm on quite a lot of painkillers to even be able to speak right now. So.
Oh, is it the leg again?
No, it's the wisdom tooth. Or rather, the lack of wisdom tooth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had it taken out last Tuesday. And it is just appalling.
I can imagine.
So. And I've had quite a busy day. I mean, I've launched an anime convention. What more do you people want to know?
I saw some of that beforehand. Yes.
Yeah, I signed up
Hey.
to the.
I don't know enough about. I've looked. The more I look at anime, the more out of touch I feel.
Good. We want to be exclusionary. I mean, inclusionary.
Yeah. No, I look at anime in general and go, okay, that's been out for like 10 years. Never heard of that. That's been around for 10 years. Never heard of that.
The best thing, the best thing is I've actually had Pete Buxton get in contact today and go, oh well, if you want a stall that does merchandise and plushies and Pocky, I can do one. I'm like, yeah, that helps the dealer's room quite a bit. That's
I'd have never had Pete Buxton down for that. But there we go.
Well, his wargaming store in Rill is also an anime store.
Oh.
He's a bit of a whore for anime. I was aware of that,
yeah.
A bit of a whore for anime.
Sells a lot of anime t-shirts and stuff like that.
I might even wear an Elite Cadre t-shirt to sit and do this as well. I literally walked in the door just as you were posting, when's this happening? I haven't stopped all.
Well, I've just finished a very nice beef stew, so...
I'm having like a baked potato and beans because that's all I can cook in the time.
Oh, this was slow cooked from this morning. It was...
I'm having Pringles.
Well, I was at the door with kids to the school run, and today has just been one meeting merging together. I got to 3 o'clock and I went, why do I feel a bit faint and not really concentrating anymore? Oh, I haven't eaten yet.
Yeah.
Can people hear me?
No.
Yes, we can.
I didn't know.
You could probably do Alex, you could probably do being a little bit louder, but it's fine.
Is that better now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Quite clear.
Or southern, though.
Anyway.
Bit better.
So, discussions for tonight. Benj, you went to the team tournament, so you happy to talk about that?
Yeah, I think that might be my... Because last night I got to bed at stupid o'clock. If I do get mute, I'm doing some stuff, so if you want me to talk about that, just let me know.
Letting you know now, then.
Yeah, I have to do some washing.
I want to talk about ATC.
Yes, I did see that one.
Next year's.
Next year, it's 2017.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. What else did we say we were going to discuss this evening? I had a list. We can talk about the upcoming errata for January if we want.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I have to look at some links and stuff first.
That might require going through the insiders. Should we take a pause on that one and just wait until they come out with the errata?
No, yes. I put it in the publication. I'm going to talk about it. So I think we can kind of touch on it.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I'll go through the. Alex, oh no, because you're on your phone.
No, I'm not on my phone. I'm watching my PC at the moment.
Okay. Would you mind just getting together? Would you mind getting together a list of the links for the insiders about the errata? Cheers. Then we've got the stuff about the ETC, and then second half we can have a quick go through the new warlocks.
Ooh.
If everyone's okay with that.
Did what's his name spoil any stuff about the Retribution Warjack? Because he said he was going to on his Twitter feed or something. I don't know.
I have no idea, Bench.
Doug Hamilton, is it?
He was good. Don't follow him.
Okay. No problem.
So,
Are we going to be spelling it out with Madrak 3?
How do we do that?
they haven't fully confirmed him, have they?
Is he in War Room?
Yeah,
he's released
he's-
today. He's been released today, so he should be in War Room.
Today? All right, I'm all over that. Hang on.
Today. Like, as in not yesterday, today.
But
Wow.
today-
He's on it like white on rice.
Fine. Well, I'm trying to eat as well, but, you know.
I'll have a look, see what I've got. I'll need to
I'll
do
be calling Alex in a minute where I sit there eating. I haven't got any prawn crackers, though, I'm afraid. I've got crisps, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's an update for Madrak. So,
Oh, you taunting bitches.
Trolls, Warlocks.
Yeah, I was just trolled. Yes, I was just trolled.
He's been released today. I guarantee he's been released today. It's on Twitter.
guarantee.
He may have been released today. However, he hasn't been updated in War Room yet.
No.
I'll do another check for
No.
updates, but no, already up to date.
No.
So no.
No. Oh, taunting. That's what that was. Got all
Alex
excited
is
then.
leading us all again.
I apologise for nothing.
How could you?
He's been misled
Big
by
update.
Alex Smith.
Currently up to date. Who knew?
So okay. So if we just go on the newish Warlocks, then
The
they are
newish
definitely
Warlocks.
all in there.
Oh, are they now? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've looked at that. Yeah, I forgot that. I have looked.
So
I like that
Una
confirm.
and Horgle, Zakar and Fianna.
A Hawker was the only one I've really taken any notice of, but yes. Because trolls. You knew that already.
Okay, links. If you're a troll player as well, have you seen the thing that they're doing on their Tumblr at the moment?
Isn't it a troll? I'm not falling for 2 trolls in one evening.
No, they've got a thing on Tumblr at the minute where basically you can ask a warlock or warcaster any question you like, and this week is something they've chosen for me. So you ask a question on their Tumblr, and they pick 5 at random to ask the warlock, and he answers something. I don't quite get exactly how it works, but
Hawker answers your question. That's impressive.
yeah.
I like
So
it.
I'm doing these in chronological order in the chat. So that first one is the very first kind of discussion about the errata. Then this next one is the Q&A we did.
Yep.
More just answers to questions. Then there was the next one that he did, which is upcoming. On there. And the one he's just recently done, which has spawned some discussion, we say, along the lines of throws a freaking bone here. Yeah. There's a new outsider, insider that I've not seen.
Man, Kurt's going to get so many complaints.
Nah,
Nah,
nah.
I don't know why we're making that noise, but
I'd like to start with I am not Alex.
Yeah, but don't
And we're not formally starting the podcast yet.
we're live though. Don't be sheepish about it though.
It's recording.
I know. But it's not. This is the after bit. Before, after, before bit. This isn't the podcast proper, is it? People can complain what they like anyway. Dear complainers, complain what you like. My name is Alex Smith.
My head hurt already, and then you started talking, and now it's got worse.
Is that one of the complaints?
Is there a desktop Twitter app that allows you to be logged into multiple Twitter accounts at once?
I use
Not that I'm aware of.
tweetdeck.twitter.com.
Well, you need multiple. I would say you want multiple different apps. Would be the best way to do it. If you want multiple different Twitter accounts.
No, it isn't. No.
So what's the one you use, Mike?
Right.
Oh.
Are you talking about on a Windows desktop, multiple?
Yeah.
Okay. What you use is something called TweetDeck. And what this allows you to do, you go to tweetdeck.twitter.com. you sign in with your standard Twitter login, and it enables you to add a second account for that.
Impressive.
So, for instance, what I have set up is I have my normal Twitter feed, followed by some Twitter lists I use to make just reading Twitter more readable. Then I've got the Elite Cadre one with the replies for that as well, and then on the end I've got the one for my anime convention.
Login details for the Cadre Twitter.
Have you got an anime convention?
Yes. Well,
Just tell me now, mate.
You know the username, and I will put the password in the chat.
I'm
Elite.cadre.elite. There you go. I haven't got any crisps for those people that want to complain. Not with me. I can go get some if people want to complain more. I can go get noisier food.
Have you got any poppadoms?
No, I know that's your speciality, so I haven't got any of those.
Crackers.
Yeah.
So I've got TweetDeck on the thing.
Yep.
Garage.
So you just used the internet successfully. Bloody hell.
I know, it's terrible. What you need to
What's the world coming to?
what you need to do is on the left-hand side, you should see a little logo that's like two people next to each other.
Okay.
If you click on that, it should bring up Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
And you can use the add account thing at the bottom.
Oh man, I need to remember the password.
Nobody's listening. We can give it out now.
Have we actually got any listeners?
We have.
Is it Matt Townsend? That's the question.
I thought you were going to say an amount.
No,
What?
we have at least a listener.
At least a listener. Had a bit of feedback, some direct feedback from a listener.
Okay.
Yes, oh dear. In relation to the amounts that we talk over one another.
We don't very much.
I didn't think we did, but he said that there was a particular episode, and I think there were a fair few of us on this episode, where it kind of got to the stage where a few of us were talking over one another.
When we get to 5 people, there is a lot of crosstalk.
5's too many. Yeah, 5's too many. That's why I didn't record on one of the recent ones, because 5's too many.
Shut the conversation. Get rid of Nick.
That's just not fair.
Yeah, I'm there with that. Where do I sign?
On the dotted line, sir.
I think you would
Right,
just
they
be a
are.
little bit more careful about what we're doing.
Yes, indeed.
He says talking across someone.
So, in relation to things,
In relation to things, brilliant.
The running order.
Most insightful in relation to things. I like it.
In relation to things. Where are we going to go with first?
Well, do you want to talk about the ETC first?
Yeah, I can do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, our choices are. I'd like to do the Warlocks in the second half.
Yeah.
As basically an extended spelling it out. Okay. And then that gives us the errata, Benji's tournament experience, and the ETCs. So either we go straight into the errata, and then sort of sandwich the ETC announcement between that and Benj. Or we launch with the ETC thing as news, and then move on to the errata, then the tournament. Your choice.
Should we do general news first of all, and then we'll do the ETC after that?
When you say general news, the general news we're talking about will be the errata stuff.
Yeah, errata. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
Let's just. I thought there were a couple of other bits that had come out since we last recorded.
I've not covered anything.
We would have linked.
Like, busy for the last week or so.
Busy.
Yeah, stunningly, when you're on a large amount of painkillers, you immediately become very, very busy and don't want to talk to anyone.
I imagine everything. Well, proportionately, it's harder to do anything, isn't it?
pretty much. I had 3 days working at home last week because I could not handle the office while I was on painkillers because I knew I would have thrown someone through a window. So.
Oh, that was hilarious. Not that. Not painkillers and throwing someone through a window. No, never mind.
Out of context laughter. Excellent.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny.
Good and glad.
In news, discussing the December update for SmogCon that's just come out today.
Yeah, we can discuss that.
Is there a December update for SmogCon?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
What's the update?
It's quite long.
Basically, update to schedules. Well, we'll cover it. I'll grab it on the screen so I can have a quick chat about it.
Also, at this point, I have but one painted model on my desk. Get ready for this if you can see it.
Is it a Spriggan?
No, it's not a Spriggan. You may recognise that one from just the outline.
I can't. It's really blurry.
Stop talking, Ben. Stop talking.
Yeah, it keeps flicking back to you, Benj.
Oh, I know what that is. That's the Blood Bowl thing.
Morgan Borg. What is it?
Yeah.
Morgan
It's
Borg,
the
is that
free-
his name?
It's the free Morgan Borg I got many years ago.
The free Morgan Borg you got.
Games Workshop delivered my Blood Angel Codex late. And as compensation, they said, "What do you want?" And I went, "A free Morgan Thorg." They went, "Okay."
Wow, was that back when they were
I was
like
I
a
was
real
muted
company?
then. We're trying to.
It's like as well as that on the desk at the moment. Well, just off the side of the desk, I have this box.
We appear to be skipping to painting table.
Oh yes, this lovely box which contains a full human team and a full wood elf team.
Hmm.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you're playing some strange football game again.
You have no idea how long I've waited for the re-release of Blood Bowl.
I was watching it at club. I was watching it at club, and it doesn't look. The board's kind of weird. I have to say that.
How do you mean?
It just looks. It doesn't look like the original pitch. Or
Oh,
know.
it's been scaled up.
okay.
So the board
Can we just back
and
up a minute? Benj and original pitch. Were you even born when the original one came out?
No, but I've seen it.
I think by original pitch he might
He
mean
means
the
the cardboard
1998 re-release.
Yes, the cardboard one.
I think he might. He must, mustn't he?
Wait. When
Because it came out when I was 11.
When did the first Blood Bowl come out then?
11, I think. 12.
Before I was
First Blood
born.
Bowl.
And
Yeah.
how old are you now?
Some older. I think Mike was about 2, maybe 1.
Oh, cheers. That's. I'm gonna check this now.
It can't be that old, surely.
You do that.
Oh,
You do that.
Blood
I'm fairly
Bowl is-
confident.
Blood Bowl is very, very old.
Well, the original game never actually came with the board, did it? It was
Here we go.
the second-
The game was released in 1986.
There you go.
Oh, I was 1.
Me too,
There's one.
Ben. Me too.
Mm.
I was 3.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I was 1. Wait.
But
About 15,
No,
weren't you?
wait. I was buying it and playing it.
yes,
God,
first edition was
you're old.
First edition was 86. Second edition was 88. Third was 94. And then third got re-released in 1998, which is when I picked it up.
Yeah, me too.
And it pretty much replaced all my other war games at that point. I absolutely adore Blood Bowl. And yeah, it's...
I still have first edition in the loft right now.
Is that the one with the was it
cardboard figures.
styrofoam pitch or
No, the first edition.
No, well, before that. Before that, Styrofoam was second edition.
good lord?
It didn't. Oh no, it had a cardboard pitch, but in sections, not as a fold-out
Yep.
one.
Yeah, fuck, I remember it was 4 or 6 sections it was in, and it came with little cardboard figures that went into stands. It got
Yeah.
Death Zone as well, so I got the expansion to go with as well. And I've still got it. None of the subsequent stuff, but the first one.
Yeah.
Kept that.
That's all you need, isn't it?
Next to the first 2 editions of Space Hulk.
Ooh. I've got a copy of Space Hulk under the bed, which I actually need to, assemble.
Is that,
So
a
should
specific,
we,
is that a specific edition under the bed? Bed talk under the bed. What?
Should we start this train wreck of a podcast?
We need to start talking over each other more.
Yeah.
So you want to launch it to news? Do you want to do most of the news? Because, like I said, I don't want to do all the talking this episode.
Yeah, that's fine. I can lead on that.
Oh, does that mean Alex is doing most of the talking this episode?
Well, you can do if you want to.
No,
Benj.
I'm good. I'm good.
Ben should start, then his connection will break up, and then he won't be able to carry on.
Yeah, that's the bad bit.
That is pretty much how it will go.
Yeah. So is everyone clear of eating implements and?
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I think you used to eat. I've been busy.
Fair enough. Hello and welcome to Elite Cadre, the Hoods and War Machine podcast that doesn't take itself too seriously. I'm Mike.
I'm Alex.
I'm Kurt. No one interrupted Mike.
I'm Benj.
Poor form.
Well, I thought it'd be a bit mean. He's on painkillers. He's,
That's fair enough.
not been too well.
Doesn't
He's on
look
his
well,
last
does he?
legs.
Yeah, that's it.
No, last leg. I lost the other one in like January or so,
And
I
last
was
two
going
as
to
well.
say in the war or something then.
Just to clarify that I'm not laughing at genuine misfortune. You've not genuinely lost your leg, have you?
No, I do still have both legs. One is quite battered, but it's still there, definitely.
I'm aware one is very close to falling off.
And the other one is shorter than the other.
Yes.
For
And then
one.
the other one is actually,
Let's not talk about that one.
Anyway,
Moving on.
yes.
Should we do some news?
Yes, we should. Alex, lead away.
Okay, so there's been a few models released since we last spoke. We're not going to focus on those though, because I'm sure your other regular podcast will have given plenty of attention to those. We'll focus before we go into kind of the. I can't speak. Words are difficult tonight. The first thing we're going to cover is the SmogCon December update that was released today. So this is for anyone who is attending SmogCon because it is now unfortunately sold out. There is a reserve list going though, so if you do feel like attending, sign up for the reserve list. So the main things at the update was the venues and the timescales for the hangouts with the staff have been confirmed. Looks like it's quite a packed schedule they've got. Lots of painting going on, some hangouts with Matt Getz, the RPG writer. Some tattoos as well on Sunday.
Oh, we know how to pronounce his name apparently now.
Okay.
I think
Just checking.
that's from Primecast. I'm pretty sure it's Matt Getz. I may be wrong.
Goats.
There's also some tattoos as well happening on Sunday, it would appear. Not got clarification on that one yet, but yeah. Sunday the 19th of February, Staff
Proper live
Scrambles.
tattoos. Excellent.
Well, yeah, it says Staff Scrambles, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Matt Getz, Will Hungerford in the Monarch Suite Tattoos.
Excellent.
So, go figure.
Glad to have
Yeah, well, indeed. There's also put up the rules for this year's P3 competition. There are 3 categories in that this year. I'm going to get those up for you now, confirm exactly what they are. So you have, I think there's a group, single and large. I'm going to say just double check that for you. Talk amongst yourselves while I do this. This is great radio.
That's right. While you're doing all this, I'm reading about the Trollblood book, so I'm looking at other news.
yeah. Well, that's another thing. We've had a new release out today as well, which Kurt's very happy about. Madrak 3.
Yep. And Trollblood command book's out.
Yeah. Is it out today as well?
Yes, according to the release date. Yes, today.
Indeed. So in theory, there should be theme forces in War Room shortly as well.
Are they coming in? Oh yeah, 2 new theme forces. Excellent.
Yeah. Well, I can't. It's been difficult. I'm pretty sure the categories on there are single miniature, large miniature, and group. So make of that what you will. But again, all that information is available at smogcon.com. There is also within the update a picture of the Goblin Pirate. I don't know what the best word to describe him would be. Spyglass operator, who bears no resemblance to any character, fictional or real, living or dead.
Looks very nice. One of the cool things about that as well is that he's been sculpted with a number of hand variants, so you can customize him to how you want him to be in your army.
Sounds inappropriate.
Yeah, it is pretty inappropriate. It's a lovely looking miniature. So anyone who's staying in the hotel will get that miniature along with the elven mage hunter that's been sculpted as well.
Yeah, it's not just a selection; it's a selection for each hand. So you can have the spyglass or pistol. You've got a hip flask or a wine bottle, I think, and then a hook.
No, so there's 5 options effectively. 2 of them are specific for the left hand. 2 of them are specific for the right hand.
Yeah,
You've
that's
got
what I'm saying. So the left hand is either a wine bottle or a hip flask.
No, it's spyglass. So there's a spyglass for the right hand or the left hand. Slightly different spyglasses by the look of it. Or that's why I've interpreted them to be. It looks like it's a spyglass. It may be a wine bottle.
No. It is definitely a wine bottle.
It is definitely a wine bottle. Okay, so there's a spyglass, a wine bottle. Okay. A spyglass, a wine bottle, a hip flask, a pistol, or a hook. Obviously, the hook is interchangeable.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is really the Who's the Boss as well. The Who's Boss miniatures are being painted at the moment.
Who's the Boss
for that.
Prime? Don't forget.
Who's the Boss Prime? Yes. So you're going to be spinning on a tombola, I believe, is the idea. Picking out an option of one of the 3 prime in inverted commas casters from each faction. So we're looking at Striker, Haley, Kane, Vlad, Butcher, and Sorsha. Those sort of very first casters that were released when the game was first released with Prime.
Optimus.
So again, Optimus, indeed Optimus Prime. So it's going to pose some interesting in armies. They're going to be posting rules up. I believe they're going to be in the next update. He said, but maybe he said he's going to be put on the site for download in the near future. So you can
be interesting to see what they put as the prime casters for Mercs.
Yeah. Well, he did. John did post a picture up on the SmogCom Twitter feed with the. I think it was on the Twitter.
Well, just Magnus. That's it.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was just Magnus. I'm going to have a quick look, see if we can find that image now. Again, making for great radio.
Outstanding.
One thing John has put out there as part of the update, though, is that they're looking for Mark III cards for a couple of the casters. So if anyone has spares of Thagrosh 1, Carver 1, or Vlad 1, he's asked them to get in touch so they can make sure we've got cards available for players to use on the weekend. In relation to the Who's the Boss, that will be taking place. I'll tell you now when that is happening. It's happening on Friday from 10:30. There's 32 places on there. You need one 50-point list with 30 Warbeast or Warjack points. So effectively an 80-point list, 30 of which is Warbeast and Warjack points. You get 50 points to pick whatever else you want with, and then you get assigned a Warlock or Warcaster.
It looks like it's Gorton or Magnus.
Yeah, I think from speaking to John, he's aiming to have 3 for each one. So
it looks like 2 for Mercs and Minions.
Okay. Yeah.
Just
well, saying that there are a couple of baggies next to those. So I can see on the Minions, I can see Carver, Barnabas, and Arcadius. And you are quite right. It is just 2 on the mercenary side of things, but he may well be adding to that.
Actually, he may well do Bart as well.
That's yeah.
Because that would fit. Because everyone has to have a Bart hat.
Yes, everyone.
Nice.
So as well, looking at the convergence, that's a slightly unusual one as well. It looks like he's gone for Iron Mother, Axis, and Aurora. And then for the Retribution, it looks like it's Ran, Raven, and I'm not sure who that other one is.
So do we have to drink still with Ryan, or is that really old now?
That's many years out of date.
Oh, okay. I am many years out of date.
I think John still does do it on Peyton's Mouth John. I think he still does do the
Hey Ron.
Hey Ron, yeah. I think there's the odd shout of Ron and a drink imbibed.
So is there anything else that smell great?
I think that is everything that I can see on there, unless anyone else has anything to add to it.
No.
Moving on.
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to look back now at well, it's not really news as such, but the errata that is coming in January. There's been a few insider posts that have been published by Will Schick, basically giving an insight into what is going to be happening with the errata. I think most people out there have seen them. He's followed them up with a series of sort of Q&As as well, just kind of giving some insight into, his thoughts on what he means by what he said. So we cover off those. I think is the idea, guys. Is that,
Yeah, it's a nice kind of slow build up to something that's a lot of people are looking forward to see if it can address the problems they're perhaps seeing in the game. And I would say some of those problems are perhaps more valid than others, but we'll see which ones PP consider to be the most important.
And I think as well worth noting is that there has been some sort of conversation that I've seen online about maybe the insiders sort of promising to do one thing and they're not quite delivering on that. But one thing Privateer have always been very good at, to the advantage or sometimes detriment of their players, is being very careful with how they release information. They don't really let too much out of the bag that they don't want to get out of the bag. So I think it's people sort of screaming for more, saying, "Oh, you're telling us you're going to do this, and you're not giving us all the information." I'm pretty sure they're aware of that, and I think they are offering what they see, what they want to give us for now. I think is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. So,
and
kind of from
with
the
best will in the world as well. The errata release is going to be mid-January, I believe. So we are now talking a matter of 4 or 5 weeks, maybe 6 at the maximum, until you actually see what's in here. So
and you'll be distracted by Christmas for most of that.
Don't talk to me about Christmas. Still got stuff to do.
Insider post that was posted on back in October, the 4th of October. This original post was Will picked up on kind of 4 key points in the errata, which was the exploitation of the throw power attack, Crix and its ability to handle gun lines, close examination, and potential rebalancing of the top 5% of overperforming and underperforming models. Scorn, yes, the whole faction. So those are kind of the 4 key points that they were looking at, and a lot of people's questions have centered around since then. Would anyone like to kind of pick up on that from there?
I think they're just changing the name of Scorn, I believe. That's what I heard.
Scone.
Yeah, I think something like that. Or Broth or something like that, yeah.
No, I think exploitation of the throw power attack, we've certainly seen that at tournaments. Especially with
all over again.
Especially with minions armies. The fact that the throw to the middle of nowhere doesn't scatter and you don't need to roll to hit is perhaps something that was not best considered. And I get that they were trying to make pair attacks more relevant. And I think, they went a long way to doing that, but perhaps a little too much. The throw to the middle of nowhere probably should scatter, I think. And that would be a fairly easy change, and it would take away the laser precision with which people are knocking down casters at the moment. That's kind of my primary one. For Crix and its ability to handle gun lines, I can't comment because I don't run gun lines and I haven't faced much Crix. So
and one thing he has said of that in one of the more recent insiders. Let's just grab the exact details here of what he says. I don't want to misquote the man. I think it's in this one here. So he mentioned about brute thralls. So he says he's pretty excited about the change he made to brute thralls to give them a bit of counterplay to ranged armies. I mean, it's how they've addressed the Penguin Beast handlers in Scorn. That's a slightly different aside, but so they've addressed the brute thralls, counterplay to ranged attacks, maybe hyper aggressive.
I think that the simplest fix you could perhaps do with the brute thralls would be to give the mech thralls that they're attached to some kind of sack pawn onto the brute thralls, and give the brute thralls the -1 die of damage from ranged attacks.
Okay, the impervious flesh.
Yeah, that's the simplest way I could think of doing it, but that may be too much. I don't know.
Yeah, I think impervious flesh is maybe. I think impervious flesh is the one where you get 1 dice is minused off any damage roll.
Yeah.
So I don't think they get that, but
I think there's certainly, if you're saying that brute thralls are going to be their kind of part of their answer to gun lines, they're going to have some method of survivability in there.
Yeah.
But I'll be high progressive wouldn't help them too much. They don't have enough armor and they don't have enough boxes to really make use of it. They'd just get shot down. Yeah. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, I think with all the rules that are in War Machine and with all the things they could actually be creating for this, it's going to be very hard to guess exactly where they're going until they actually say, this is what we've done. So, yeah. But wild speculation, that's what we're here for.
Indeed. The most fun you can have is wildly speculating.
So, how do we feel about that close examination of the top 5% of overperforming and underperforming models?
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. I think there's certain things that have changed quite drastically from Mark II to Mark III, or it's not really preferred to be regarded in that way, but
all new war.
All new war, yeah. So I mean, it's certainly for me as a minion player at the moment. One sort of really noticeable thing is the downgrade to Gatorman Posse. They were very, very powerful in Mark II. Really, taken. I wouldn't say by a lot of armies, but then again, I don't think a lot of Horde's armies were taking that much medium-based infantry from what I saw. But they were better than most armies' medium-based infantry.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Circle and their Tharn Ravagers, Scorn and the Cataphract out of theme forces, Legion and the Ogrons, the Blighted Ogrons. Trollbloods, obviously, I think are the exception to that. Everything's medium based, but Warders. I think they were better than most medium based infantry in the game, for Hordes at least, and potentially some of War Machine as well. So I think they did need something of a downgrade, but I think at the minute they are a bit too squishy, shall we say?
I having played against them, I kind of feel they're very close to being in the right place.
Yeah. I think maybe a couple more help. I think for me, I think
no
you
more
put them
help.
back up to 8 hitboxes.
No.
You don't think any more help?
No, I think the more medium-based infantry stays at 5 boxes, the better, because it means they can weather a hit, maybe 2. When everything was 8 boxes, that was too much.
Much as I'd like to disagree, yes, I know what you mean. Speaking as someone who used to have a whole swathe of very high armor 8-box infantry, it would just because you couldn't get through the armor, and when you did get through the armor, you plinked them, and you had to plink them like 4 or 5 times to get anywhere. Whereas now, plink them twice, and they're generally going to be dead the third time you hit them, even with a hell of a lot of armor. So I'd agree. There's 1 or 2 things that have got 5, they've got 8, and they're right. It's 1 or 2 things.
No, I think most medium bases being in the same range as cavalry is about right.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts? And I don't want to focus too much on Posse, but obviously I'm intrigued by your thoughts on the matter there. What would your kind of thoughts to improvement be?
I think perhaps they maybe need one of their prayers to go back to being the plus def in combat.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Yeah.
Because I think that's the one that made it kind of iffy as to whether you were going to take them out or not. Now they're just standard def 12 all the time. You can reliably hit them every single time, but when you take them to def 13, that becomes 50-50, and it's a different ball game.
Let me just check something.
It was nice in the Commander and Starcross too.
We've got access to Star-Crossed Infection now for minions with
do.
Snapdoor.
And Mercs.
Maybe that's why
Yeah,
they lost it.
star-crossed Kayazi.
No
Just-
one likes that.
What were you thinking, PP? Just, I mean, I do have to say, there is stuff in Mercs. There's a couple of models that I sit there and go, this cannot stand. Kel Baylock cannot continue in Mark 3 after the errata. There's just no way he survives.
Well, it's just going to be interesting to see what does, as you put it, survive and what does get changed. It's going to be.
I think Kel Baylock, if he goes back to a single point of damage on his shots, is right where he needs to be. 3 points of damage per shot. He's pot-shotting arc nodes, and it's almost unfair.
Brutal. Just coming back to Gateman Posse, sorry, again, not wanting to get too bogged down. The prayers that they have at the moment, actually, there is the defense one. You've got the
Yes, there is, but only against range.
It is only against range, but I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think they need it in combat. I think the difficulty is getting them there. So I think the
Okay.
I would potentially look at Pathfinder, maybe incorporate that into the Dirge of Myths again, to grant them Pathfinder.
Mists never had Pathfinder.
Was it not Myths that had Pathfinder?
No, Mists was +1 Death and Terror.
Yes, of course. I think,
Pathfinder was a separate one.
yeah.
So if they had Pathfinder on its own as its own prayer, then yeah, okay, I can live with that one. That would be doable. But as I say, I think they're the ones they need to be very careful with because they're very knife edge. They're slightly underpowered at the moment. They're not egregiously underpowered because there is some stuff in the game that you just look at and go, why is this so bad? How can this continue to be?
It could be one way.
I mean,
to incorporate Pathfinder would be to make the Predator's Prayer, which is effective model gains Bloodthirst, which is +2 when charging a living model, could be to give it a prayer that when it charges a living model, it gains Boundless Charge.
I think that's perhaps going too far. That's a one or the other thing. Either you're getting the Pathfinder to get you there, or you're going, I know I'm in range for this charge, I want it to be more damaging, or I want to be able to hit. I think that's definitely a one or the other situation.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're looking at medium-based infantry and calling them underpowered, Man of War Demo Corps.
Yeah.
I will honestly say now, reading those was the second thing I saw in Cadre that just made me go, oh, I can't play this faction anymore.
Well, they've always been underpowered, though, haven't they? The Man of War Demo Corps. They've always, well, since Mark 1, should I say. They were very good at Mark 1.
They're very good at Mark 1.
In Mark 2, you could take them and be very effective with them. Because they had a lot going for them. MAT 7, PNS 14 with a choice of either 2 attacks or Weapon Master. If you use them with the right casters and applied them in the right way, they could be absolutely devastating. In Mark 3, with a single attack, no option to have Weapon Master, okay, they got a bump in power. They weren't what they were. It's the second time in a row that they've kind of been stepped on, and it was just too much.
Yeah.
A lot of people said similar things about the Tharn archers as well.
Yeah.
They had a step too far on them as well, and the bastions. So I think perhaps it might be time to just kind of maybe go back to the drawing board a little with a lot of medium-based infantry.
I think
But
some of it is the same problem that I have with a lot of the changes. Things have changed their roles, and it takes a long time to kind of understand that they do different things. I think the Bastions are a good example of that. I think the Man of War are just not what they should be, but I don't necessarily agree with the other ones.
I was going to say the Man of War shock troopers have been moved into just an absolutely phenomenal position.
Yeah,
I know lots of people disagree with me, but I still think Bastions are completely pointless now.
I think they've just changed.
And the general consensus, I haven't seen them in ages.
I think Bastions have their place. It's more niche than it was. But I don't think they're so far off the power curve. They're atrocious. I just think they need a little pep up, a little bit of a spring clean, not too much.
You're currently being the king of let's not change too much at the moment here, Mike. Yeah. Oh no, don't do too much. I think that is what will happen, though.
Yeah, I actually think that a lot of the perceived imbalances in War Machine and Hordes currently, you can actually solve them relatively simply with some minor changes. Because, I mean, the big one is, Karchev is completely overpowered with his army of warjacks. And the simplest way I said to look at this is, okay, put him back to his old focus level, so focus 5, and give him back his old Arcantric Turbine rule. Because now he's got countercharging warjacks. If you knock 2 inches off his control area, suddenly it's far more of a challenge to stay in there and actually make those warjacks relevant on the next turn.
Yeah.
So it's only very small changes that can take a caster between bonkers overpowered and okay, this is fine. I mean, we saw it in Mark II when Haley got changed, for instance. She went from ridiculous to okay, I can kind of handle this when she lost the model unit distinction on her feet. So I think in a game as big and with as many interactions as War Machine has, they need to be very, very careful.
Yeah, and the game is young. It's not been discovered yet. It's not been broken yet. There is. I mean, there was stuff that in Mark II that was there for months and years before someone thought, oh, well, if I put this with this and then do this, then that's a pretty good combination. And, what's to say that's not out there at the moment and someone just hasn't discovered that yet. So a lot of this stuff that people are saying, is ridiculous, it's broken, it shouldn't be allowed. There may be equally as much stuff out there.
How long did it take? How long did it take for Runes of War to be discovered?
Yeah, I was thinking exactly that.
And Elemental, whatever it was called, EE.
No, that was fairly quick. That came out later and was fairly quick.
That was later.
Runes of War was the one that took for ages and then suddenly was amazing. And everybody just stepped on it for ages.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, Alex, do you want to move on to one of the later articles and go through that, see kind of more specific on?
One thing that I was going to ask, kind of as a general question.
If you go back to Gatorman again, there will be trouble.
No, I'm not going to go back to Gatorman. What I was going to say is, what are your thoughts on the fact that PP have kind of announced that these erratas are going to be coming every 6 months, and when to expect these erratas, and kind of giving us the heads up on what to expect of them? Do you think it has maybe created a belief within the game that, oh, well, I'm not going to play yet, I'm going to wait until the errata comes out and see what it's like, and then potentially start playing again? Or do you think it's a good thing for the game that they've announced it the way they have done? I just want to get your thoughts.
I'm probably going to give, I don't know if it's a controversial opinion or not. That situation has always existed within War Machine. So, if you're not waiting for an errata, which people have always done, we've always known they're coming, they were just annual rather than twice a year. If they weren't waiting for an errata, they were waiting for a release. They were waiting for a new theme force. They were waiting for some new rules for their faction. They were, you've always had this system of people going, oh, I'm not going to play this because this is going to come out soon, or I'm not going to play this because there's change to this coming. And all this does is codify when those changes are coming. That's all that's changed. As far as I can see anyway. I don't know what other people feel.
Do you think there may be too many people pinning their hopes on the January errata, that it's going to fix the game all of a sudden and there's going to be some sweeping changes and all of a sudden the game is going to be, in their eyes, a lot more playable? They're going to be disappointed and there's going to be even more naysayers out there saying, you told us you're going to change things, and what's changed?
I don't think we can really assess that until the errata comes out. I think, however many changes there will always be people saying you should have changed more.
Yeah, definitely.
My issue with the 6 monthly errata is keeping up with the game. If you're a regular tournament player, like we all have been at some point, it's easier to keep up with stuff. You're going to tournaments every month, every other month, fairly regularly, and playing in a diverse group all the time. Then you'll never be far behind, because even if something's changed and you missed it, you'll see it. You might have one gotcha, but then you've seen it, and that happens regularly, and it didn't matter. As a less frequent player now, and I'm struggling to get. I've been now trying for 5 weeks to actively get a game, and it's my time that's causing it. It's not anybody else. Finding those windows of opportunity are difficult. So I'm now, the errata makes that harder.
You do raise a very good point about the. I don't want to say the less hardcore or the casual player.
Casual
but
player, I think it's disrespectful.
Yeah, but the player who perhaps plays a little less often, and it is a barrier to entry. You're exactly right. On the other hand, now with tools like War Room and with things like the rules forum having the condensed rulings thread that says here are the changes that are not yet in errata, but that are coming, or things we've clarified since the last update, you do have better sources for that information.
It's easier than it ever has been in that context, but
yes.
it's still difficult without regular games now to keep up with the changes in the game.
To the same extent, on that vein, though, you could argue that with the published kind of this is when the errata are coming, there's no excuse for not knowing when the errata is there and having the details there. Because I guess if it's kind of a more sporadic errata,
don't know about that. It depends how up to date you are with things online as well. Because I would say that before I started playing actively in tournaments, I wasn't up to date what was going on online at all, because it didn't have to be. It just didn't change.
Yeah, I would also say here, if you are, for instance, just playing your 6 mates down the club, you don't go to tournaments, whatever, does it matter?
It's when you do a bit of both. I suppose it's when you do a bit of both that it's hardest.
Yeah, when you're just playing the same group of people, as long as you're all playing by the same version of the rule set.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I don't think it matters too much. And the tournament players are the people who will get to know these things. The biggest problem comes for the people who want to move out of their small groups and move to the tournament.
Even do the infrequent. We've all been to events where you see people, like we used to go to Ross on Y, and the same people would be at Ross, but you didn't really see them anywhere else. For example, stands out. So they'd play against their mates most of the time. There'd be an event, and we'd descend and we'd play, and they'd play against us. And sometimes a few of them would come out of that area, but it would you'd get those occasional tournament players, which is probably where I would like to think I sit, but not quite, because I haven't played in tournaments for ages. But it's that's the harder area to sit in, I think.
Yeah. It's those people who only come every so often, and I will levy something against PP here. I don't know if it's been fixed yet. I would have to hope it is. But the first set of errata that they came out with, if you look in your rule book, there is a section there that says here is where the online errata will be published. But the first set of errata came out, that link went nowhere.
Oh wow.
And I think that, more than anything else, was, I hate to say this, it was deeply unprofessional. I think that, yes, Privateer have done a lot since then to get the faith back in the community, to work with them, to talk to them, to get people back on side.
I think they've redefined what an online gaming company presence is. I think certain other large British gaming companies have definitely taken pointers from what they've done, because they're following similar suits now.
Yes. Well, we've seen
it happening all over the place now.
Yeah.
They're following the PP model of interaction. They are the best at it, but there's still that kind of. If you don't keep it on, I don't keep it on as much as I could. I didn't know that the troll book was out today. I didn't know.
Well, just to make a reference to what you've been saying, Games Workshop have, in fact, in the last several weeks, either launched or in the process of launching their own social hub. Some years after basically removing themselves from almost any form of social media.
Yeah.
So they're certainly looking at what companies like Privateer Press and what Weird are doing.
96%, yeah.
Yeah, and going, okay, we've really lost out here. We need to get people back on side. And Privateer Press are forging ahead as best they can. And when you're in that kind of leadership position for social discussion, sometimes you will get a bit burned, and I think that's unfortunately what's happened. But these prelude to errata, these answering of questions, these discussions, and even Jason Souls talking to the Scorn community over what they could expect to see, because there's been a lot of information released there, and I'm not going to recap that because there's tons of it. That release of information there is really valuable to the community in knowing that their game is cared for and is looked after. It's not just a fly-by-night operation that will release half a rule set and then go, see ya, we're done here.
Thanks for your cash.
I don't think any games companies that do that, though.
I was going to say, I think we've all experienced games that have done that.
Yeah.
What's Mantic's new release this week?
Do you mean Kickstarter? Is that what you mean?
I feel somewhat uncomfortable with that accusation because they have actually gone back to Kings of War several times and fixed problems with it. They've gone back to Dreadball many times and fixed problems with that. So even they, although their tactics are questionable, and I think there has been a lot of concern over that thrown up in the online community. That they certainly do at least try and address problems in their games. But I think we've all had those.
I think at the end of the day, they do address their issues. It's just kind of sometimes how quickly they do it.
I think it's part of doing
the way they go about doing it.
Yeah, it's part of doing business in the modern world. Frankly, if you're going to have an online presence at all, you need to be willing to answer these questions.
Yeah.
So, sorry, this appears to have moved into a soapbox.
Well, debate. It's a debate. It's a debate.
Yeah, that's it. And I think I don't want to go too much into the specifics of what's on those insiders. I think if people want to see specifically what's on there in any greater detail, they're all still available on the PB website. So they're there. If people want to go and look at them.
They can just click on your links, can't they, Alex? That's what they should do.
I know that was just in our private.
Yeah,
that's
sorry. I see. Right. Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
So there's certainly a lot of new stuff going, a lot of stuff to digest in those insiders, and they do address some very interesting questions. Stuff like how do we address community perceived problems versus developer perceived problems.
Yep.
That is a huge area to deal with, and I'm surprised that Will Hungerford has delved into it, and I'm kind of happy he has, because those are the sort of questions that need to be answered.
Hungerford or Schick you're talking about?
Oh, sorry, it was Schick. Yes, you're quite correct.
Yeah.
Giving credit to Hungerford, and that's apparently just not the done thing. Terrible.
No. However, if you do have questions for Hungerford and you're in the UK, he will be one of the guests at SmogCon.
Yes.
So I've brought it around full circle.
Yeah, good work. Very professional.
Yeah, there we go.
So,
Sorry,
do we have anything more to talk about on the errata?
I don't think anything more on the errata. Another kind of item of news I was going to mention was about Grind, and we can ask your thoughts on that.
I will be honest, I don't really have thoughts on Grind. It's there. It's a nice option. It's not something I'm actively looking to play, but
I think it's one of those games that if your community is into that, then you'll get great value from it. But I think if there is the resistance from the community to get into that, then that might be a barrier to play, should we say? Because I think it's just one of those games that you need a few people to be playing it to get real benefit from it. Yeah.
Well, I think that's always the case with any miniatures game. Though you need a critical mass of people to actually sustain it.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Kurt?
No.
Nice.
Good talk.
And in no way was I not listening and buying trolls.
You are terrible.
What? Professional is what I think the word is, yes. At what? I'm not sure.
Professional troll.
That too.
So, shall we move on to the final news-esque section?
News-esque, eh?
Yes.
News-esque.
Go on then.
Well, as some people already know, not everyone, I am running the ETC at the moment. So I ran last year's, this year's event, 2016, and we'll be running next year's event. And there's some...
But you're announcing this to apologise in advance.
Yes, that's it. Apologies in advance for anyone who has the misfortune of attending the event. No. Some relatively big news in regards to the venue, the ETC next year.
Okay.
So the ETC was originally held at a gaming shop that shall not be named in Nottingham. Maelstrom Games, I'll name it. There we go. So that's where it sort of started. That's where it took its first baby steps. After the closure of that gaming centre, it moved to Element Games, Northwest Gaming Centre in Stockport. At that time wasn't Element Games. Element Games has since taken over Northwest Gaming Centre, and I held the event there last year or this year. I keep getting confused with the years. So in 2016, it was at the Northwest Gaming Centre. But next year, the event has grown. More people playing. I wanted to give all the players there an equal play experience, which was something unfortunate I don't think the Northwest Gaming Centre could provide with the space it had. So we are moving, and the 2017 ETC will be held at Firestorm Games in Cardiff, Wales.
Wow.
Oh.
So yeah, it means I say it puts everyone on the level playing field. Everyone has got access to the same level of facilities. It also means there should be an increased volume of prize support.
I just like to say I'm in no way on their website right now buying trolls.
Yeah. So it's the tickets are hopefully going to be going on sale towards the end of February. The event will be on the 1st and 2nd of July 2017, which is the first weekend of July. And it would be great if we could sell it out again. So it's going to be capped again at 32 teams to start with. If we do get sufficient interest, I may increase the volume of teams, but that is to be confirmed.
Cool.
Well, I will say Firestorm is an absolutely great venue. As we've extolled the virtues of it many times on this podcast. It's been sort of ever since they've moved from their smaller venue, it's just been a cracking, top-notch place to go. And yeah, Cardiff can't fault it really.
Yeah.
No.
And one thing as well with that date, it doesn't fall on any weekend of major sporting or other such
That's handy.
events in Cardiff, because there have been occasions when events have originally been planned over those weekends, and it's led to difficulty with hotel rooms. And
it is entertaining going out in the mid-afternoon in Cardiff on a match day, on a rugby match day. I tell you, it's an experience all of its own.
I'll bear that in mind.
It just is.
So, Alex, what did you say the dates for the ETC next year were again?
The 1st and 2nd of July.
1st and 2nd of July.
It should be a Saturday and a Sunday. And, and as always as well, the gaming centre will be open on the Friday before the 30th for open gaming and playing. So be lots going on around the venue.
Yep, that is indeed a weekend, as I can check on my calendar.
Yeah.
So I notice I have
find a Welsh ice cream man now. For what would
to be fair,
without ice cream?
Yeah, you could do it without the ice cream, as long as you had the very nice the spit roast pig guy.
Right. Okay.
Because
I'm leaving that alone as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a fantastic lunch. The Welsh Open last year, Welsh Masters this year.
Yeah.
Oh God, I just
It's easy enough done, isn't it, Mike? It's
welcome to the future where everything is tomorrow.
I've at least got the excuse. I'm hopped up on painkillers, so I don't know what your excuse is, other than being an adult with children who's tired all the time. So
yeah,
I'm an adult without children, and I'm tired all the time.
Imagine what it's like when you have children, then, Benj. Imagine how it's like when you actually have children.
No, I'll be dead.
We all are.
Inside.
Inside, yes.
I'm just looking over, and I have 30 black dragons. 30 black dragons.
You didn't play Cadre.
And not even well.
Sort of sex toy?
I don't know.
Yeah.
A black dragon?
Yeah, I mean, I think I bought
I
them
think
for
it is
Claws of the Dragon, which no longer exists.
making it even worse now, isn't he?
Terrible. Does anyone want 30 black dragons?
You could just sell 20.
Could do. Maybe.
Are they not FA2 anymore?
What?
Are they not FA2 anymore? Or?
No. They are. They're just Def 12 and suck balls.
Oh, that's not my experience from watching Cadre play. That's all I'll say.
No, that's all warjacks now. If you melt them all down and form like 18 mag dogs out of them.
Or if you put iron
That's the
flesh on
current meta, isn't it?
or if you put iron flesh on them.
Oh god, watching a Mad Dogs game, bloody hell! Not even the person playing Mad Dogs is having fun. Because I think it was into Cadre as well, or Trolls. Might have been Trolls. There were some funny games at that tournament. Sorry, carry on.
See, you've already missed the Mad Dogs talk we had earlier, Benj. I'm afraid you're just way out of line now.
Am I? What was that?
Yeah.
You just got down with the kids. You was eating your biscuits.
Yeah. What?
So we're basically
Just
saying how
slop.
balanced Mad Dogs were, and there should be no changes made to them at all.
Yes, that was what was the general consensus was that. Yes.
That's all right. Then I'll buy more Mad Dogs. Invest in Mad Dogs.
Invest in the future.
Maybe. What a future that would be.
No.
No. Just no.
Just,
Mad Dogs for president.
the best future I can imagine right now is like -3 rats to all of Signal. It's just,
That'd help.
What, do they all put
Mud
blindfolds on or
walking all
something?
the time.
yeah.
Do you reckon long gunners will ever be relevant?
No. They're about as relevant as they can be right now.
Irrelevant.
Yeah, but there's some lovely models though. Long
There are.
Not even them. They're not even that grey models.
No, it's a joke.
I
They
don't
are,
They're making me-
they are. They're some of the only Mark 1 models still left in the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Trenches.
No, they've been restricted.
Trenches have been replaced twice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because there's the Mark 1 trenches, then there's the Mark 2 metal trenches, then there's the
Yeah.
Mark 2 plastic trenches.
Oh yeah.
I think the Mark II plastic trenches are very similar to the Mark II metal ones. I think it was a
They
very
are-
minor tweak for casting purposes.
Oh,
They are
this is
very similar, yes.
a thing. Why is Arlen Strangeways 8 boxes?
God knows.
It's hard.
This
This is so hard.
is one of the things I was going to say actually about Gators before coming back to Gators.
Oh, no, you've started again.
So the amount of Cosmic Joe is like 8 boxes or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's like, how is this dude more health boxes than a big old Gator?
Maxwell Finn, even though he's a hard motherfucking bastard, you know, and that's his tagline.
Expletive deleted.
Signarian hard mother.
He's not an esports athlete, is he?
Who? Well,
Doesn't matter. Move on. Yeah.
never
I
mind.
don't censor any of this anymore. You're fine. Go ahead.
Am
No,
I
that's
censored?
fine.
Are we censored?
No,
I thought we were explicit.
No.
We are, but I do choose to take out some choice words.
Oh, okay. I'm a choice.
He's
word,
got
I
I'll
guess.
see you. I'll see you on Tuesday. No, that's not right.
Oh. Yeah, why is he 8 boxes?
Yeah.
What, Maxwell
Well,
Finn?
Yeah. Why isn't he 5?
Please.
Why is he more armored than a...
Good lord, he is, you're right.
Yeah.
Why is he more armored than a Trencher Boker
Because he's blue.
guy thing? No, he's not. He's brown.
Mm,
Well, Trencher's a brownie khaki.
I suppose, yeah.
But yeah, I think Vlad 1, he's a Mark 1 model, isn't he?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Vlad 1's never been resculpted.
Madrak's got redone. So's Doom Shaper 1. He hasn't been redone, has he?
He wasn't. Well, I guess he's Mark 1. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah. But both the other Troll Prime ones have both been redone now.
That's
Yeah,
why.
right. I was thinking about it. There's so few stuff from Prime that's now still left. The Fell Caller. There's another one.
Yeah, that's another one. Some of the
There's not many though.
Because Hordes was, I mean, kind of when I'm saying Mark 1, I'm kind of talking really kind of early stuff.
Black and white Prime.
Black and white Prime stuff, yeah, because they've been around for a few years when Hordes was released, so I can, some of the Horde stuff, but I'm struggling to think what else is actually. Satixis, they've been resculpted. I know what's not been. Mechanothralls. I've actually got a box of those on my desk at the minute. They've not been resculpted.
Bile thralls, but they're actually escalation, aren't they?
Bile thralls, yeah.
And this is why we're thankful that Haley 1 has 3 sculpts. It's obviously the characters that matter. Mechanothrall.
I think Haley 1 has got 4 sculpts.
4? No, we're not talking about the big giant one.
Sorry? No, not
Giant.
even including the giant one. Because you had the one where she is like arms out shooting. Then there was, I'm sure there was
Kane.
No, there's only 3. There is literally only 3.
Which ones are you thinking then?
There is the one where she's got her arm out shooting and she looks like a Bedouin, like, fighter. Yeah. There's the one where there's the one where she's pointing the lance down, which she looks like a maiden of the lake in power armor. And then there's the new one, which has just come out. There's only 3, I believe.
Dubious.
I'm
do you believe you can fly?
I do believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. And I think about it every night and day.
Oh, no.
I spread my wings and mostly fly away. I believe I can soar.
Oh, God.
I sometimes see myself running through that open door.
I think I believe more about Benji's psyche right now than ever before.
I can fly. Oh, I believe I can fly. Sorry, never mind. Carry on.
Benj may well be correct. There appear to be only 3 Prime Haley sculpts.
And a giant statue.
Still there.
Next thing, Nick could be right about something. This isn't weird. This is weird.
Good Lord, the price difference between the original Haley and the new one.
Oh, God.
The original Haley is $8. The new Haley is $16.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's a lot bigger.
Yeah, then again, Privateer Press don't like to update the prices on old sculpts unless they really, really have to. They prefer to just do a resculpt and put that as the new realistic price. So,
No. I'm thinking maybe not.
The original Junior. There was the girl Junior, isn't it? But that's not an alternative rather than a replacement.
Yeah. Oh well, there's actually quite a lot there originally because the Manhunter also has the female.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, that's escalation again, though, isn't it?
I don't know. Let's dig out our old War Machine books and have a good old nostalgia.
Why are in the loft?
No, I am not going to block switch to get them. I have War Rooms specifically so I don't have to carry around my War Machine books.
We'll wait. It's fine.
Yeah, you go get the books. We'll wait here. We'll talk amongst ourselves. Someone from the girl from Ipanema.
Oh, not for 5 hours. Cut! Stop!
Funniest episode ever.
If we all do it at the same time, but just at like different, like not in time with each other, that's what.
Don't we cause the end of the world then?
Benj, how was the London team tournament?
No, that's fondue forks. Benji, that's fondue forks.
Okay. How was the London team tournament? The London team tournament, which is I think in its 3rd year.
Smoky.
It's the big smoke.
So bad.
It's hosted by Norbert, Tom, and the Cross Gaming Club of Awesomeness, which has a lot of appeal because of fish and chips and wargaming on a weekday. And it was an epic journey that we were going to have of self-discovery and
So you're talking existential journey here as opposed to actual like car journey.
Yeah, because there was no car; it was a train.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Ben, who was on your team?
Well, who was on my team? Well, as I was about to say, we were going to have a nice reunited, first London team tournament team of me, Chris Cawthorne, and Matt Townsend.
Wow.
And it was a power ensemble,
power duo and Benj, I would say, really.
It was a judge. It was a washed-up WTC captain and an absolute terrible player at the moment, me. and we were going to be, just laughing, joking, and maybe even winning, the occasional round. And then it all went to poo.
Hang on. Was this a dream?
This was a dream.
Oh, see.
I had a dream that people could come together and play War Machine in London. But anyway, Chris died. Well, he didn't die. He got like some lurgy and some stomach lurgy.
Throwing stuff around like this because I believe when people say stuff like this. So
You believe?
I believe that Chris has died and Mike's lost his leg. and he can fly.
Mike did lose his leg, although he did find it again.
Yes. And so we got one of our esteemed colleagues from the Oxford Club to join us, and he managed to get up on the day, and we then proceeded to come a mighty third into a field of Cadre. Because literally everyone is playing the same shit.
Mad dogs everywhere.
Irisk and Mad Dogs. Yeah, it was good though, and I highly recommend going to that tournament because it is a good laugh. There was some power teams there of Michael Dick, and who I was on a team with the previous year that came first. Yeah, so each year I have placed in that tournament, which is hilarious because the first year I didn't win a single game.
I wouldn't call that hilarious. I call it remarkable.
I would call that a feat of carry.
Modern engineering.
No, definitely carry. Just yeah.
Blind luck.
I played Retribution, and I had the misfortune of playing a caster I'd never actually played before, Gareth.
Ben, you do know you can pick stuff like this yourself, though, yeah?
I know. Someone had explained. Right, this is an interesting story. Someone, I'm that far out of the game.
I don't a negative impression of War Machine now.
Well, I was that far out of the game. I thought, why not play?
Why not try and make it worse?
So someone had told me, and this was bad, that Gareth's feet stopped forcing on War Beasts.
Did you read this beforehand?
Then what you did was you went and read the feet.
No, I didn't read the feet,
room.
but I hilariously threw the game after I'd feated anyway, so it didn't matter that I'd played it horribly wrong.
So Ben, the important thing after all this, sorry, just to interrupt you, is we need some battle reports. So could you tell me, in the third game, what the dice roll was?
I cannot, but I can tell you that I accidentally won the third game after me and my opponent thought we were scoring points on the flag, and he was not up on CPs. There was no point scoring on those flags with units.
It's the domination only.
It was domination only.
Do you wish to name drop any outstanding players that you played against?
I cannot remember one name.
No.
There was a guy that had really neat facial hair. There was a European
guy. You haven't got this podcasting lockdown, have you, Benj?
Really neat as in well kept, or really neat as in wow?
It looked.
Well, that's really neat.
It kind of looked like the V for Vendetta type of facial hair,
So a mustache.
That's
then.
pretty cool.
And it was just really good facial hair.
So did you lose that one because you were staring at his facial hair so much?
I lost that one as soon as I remembered that Krios had purification.
So upshot of the weekend is
I gave
nice facial hair. Can't really remember too much else.
Pretty much.
Okay, that's sweet.
So yeah. That was...
Explain to us the pairing process because that seemed a bit.
I had no idea.
Excellent.
Because I was not the team captain. I was at this tournament. I can tell you that.
Sure?
I can pretty much guarantee.
Can anybody else verify this?
I saw a picture of him.
Matt, if you're on live stream, can you verify that Benj was actually there and didn't just dream the entire thing?
It's a valid question.
I think it is.
He doesn't seem to remember an awful lot.
But this is Ben we're talking about.
It's true.
I don't remember much. It was a blur.
Well,
it is a blur by the sound of it.
At this point, given Benji's failed tournament report, because he's lame, should we go for a quick break and
Oh, it's time.
we can come back and talk about the new Hordes Warlocks?
Woo!
Sounds like a spiffing plan.
Outstanding.
I'm glad because I need a drink.
Yes.
I'm just going to go on mute because I've got some food, so I'll be.
So just put the guitar down by the sound of it.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Where did they drop Mike?
Yeah, I was waiting for that one. That's the thing. The mic. It's a mic drop.
It's a mic drop.
The leg's gone.
I'd have answered those questions about the team tournament better if I hadn't have. I don't know. I'm really tired.
Oh.
I mean, it was a good tournament. I actually enjoyed it, even though I only went like 3-1. No, 1-3. Sorry, I didn't win 3 games. Fuck. Who am I?
It's not all about winning.
Well, no. Well, that's the competitive scene at the moment with all of these lists. There were some people there with some, other janky stuff that was quite interesting.
There's some boys from up near my way. Team Inverted, Chris and Adam. And
Oh, that was the guy with the pointy hair.
Right, okay.
One of those guys was one of the guys with pointy hair.
You mean from your way, what, Adam Jones, you mean? And Chris...
Yeah, Chris Young.
I can't remember his name.
Chris Young.
Yeah.
Richard Beach with them as well. Is that the
I don't know their names. They were friends.
Richard Beach off of winning the Welsh race.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, he was friendly. Matt beat him. And
Matt beats him.
yeah, Matt beat him in first round. That was the round I collapsed because I got to the second turn, and I realised that he had Krios. He had Krios 1, knockdown and purification. So there goes Gareth's like tech, and I put Gareth in silly position, hadn't feated. So it was just a catalogue of errors, and I just went, all right, you have that then.
What snacky food have I got?
I don't know.
Oh,
not
why
there.
not? There's meringue.
I'm not there. Not there.
It's meringues or sweets. That's not really good. Ooh. That's bad food. Have one of those. It's been too long a day. I'll be out of the house at 7 in the morning as well. Yay.
I keep moving fire in my own face.
Audiobook.
That's interesting.
Sorry?
You order your book.
You got a new audiobook?
Did you order the book?
Yes. The Troll book?
Yes.
Yes. Estimated arrival would be the 21st of December.
You'll be lucky.
Yes, I think so too.
It's like 3 weeks. 2 weeks. Are they meant to be released today?
They're not in country yet by the look of it.
Oh, lovely. How nice.
So if I'm really lucky, I'll get it for Christmas.
Yeah, no, you have to be really, really lucky for that.
Well, you're looking.
I make sure the order goes through. I leave it a few days, and I email Rob and go, Rob, please can I have one of these for Christmas?
I feel that might be the best approach.
I think it might be yes. I want to buy myself my own Christmas present. Please can I queue jump? Dear listeners, I would never abuse my position to try and get things from stores just because I know the guy that owns it.
You would.
I bloody well would. I bloody well would, yeah.
That's why we love you.
Oh yeah.
I just realised something. We're still live, aren't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
still alive.
People are going to love me.
And I can hear you eating what sounds like a yogurt.
Yeah,
It sounds like a yogurt, but it's not a yogurt.
No, it's
It's
popping.
similar. It's similar to a yogurt in a kind of
What is it?
pot. It was a cheesecake.
Cheesecake. Interesting. Whew. I really can't wait to get into my new flat so I can start painting again.
I'm
Honestly.
sat at my painting desk and I'm doing no painting, but you know.
I know. I got a model back from a friend. I'd asked them to get my Alara done that I'd got. He'd managed to get from the States from Gen Con, and he's done a really good job on it. I just really wish that I could sit down and start going over all the old shit that I still got left to do. Got boxes of unpainted models, Infinity mainly. But I want to
My
start
whole
painting.
faction is new. My Infinity models aren't even primed, and they've probably fallen apart in the case. To be honest,
I just don't want to build them, the spindly ones, though.
I don't want to build them. I don't want to play it. I don't want anything to do with it.
You don't want to play it?
No, I don't get it. It's like a foreign language. I don't get Infinity. I've tried. I'll probably just try again.
I've got a friend that can play it reasonably well and understands the mangled Spangrish.
The nearest thing I have to a gaming club consulted on the new version.
Really?
Yeah, the people I go and play against, like Richard Dean and Dom and Ian, they have pseudonyms or their names are pretty much inside the front cover of the new version because they helped playtest some of it.
Oh, wow.
But I don't get it. It's just like what?
I like the aesthetic, and I've got the RPG coming, and I'm quite looking forward to playing or trying to write something. Next year is the year of attempted RPGing and seeing how that goes. And if we can
not for the first time though, really.
Well, we have tried RPGing a while ago, and we also tried what was it, Legend of the Five Rings a year or two ago, and that was quite good. But we never really. There's not many of us, and
I RPG when I did D&D a lot when I was at school, and then more different games at college and stuff. But then I discovered wargaming, and it all kind of faded away.
Yeah, the only ones that I can kind of remember are those book and pencil ones that you used to do yourself. There,
yeah. Oh, see,
Fight the Goblin. Turn to page 84.
Yeah,
Fighting Fantasy,
That
Steve
is
Jackson
correct.
and stuff. Yeah.
I remember the front cover of the book. It had a strange fantasy lion on the front of it.
I started going down to the Northwest Gaming Centre on a Wednesday evening. Should be there right now.
Are you getting games then?
Yeah. But I was going to say I'm surprised at the amount of role players that are there on a Wednesday evening. We've got 4 groups of role players there. We've got kind of 5, 6 in each group.
What about the War Machine community there in comparison?
Well, there's not nearly as many people, but there's good sort of 5, 6 of us that are down there. I played against Bryce Johnson a couple of weeks ago because he's now working with Steamforged.
I was going to say, were you told about our Lord and Saviour Guild Ball?
No, No, I wasn't. But I don't think the game we had quite what we were looking for in a competition scale.
Oh.
I don't know. But much of a challenge. Let's put it that way.
Hello.
Oh dear, he's back.
The fun's over.
Yes, Lord No Fun is here.
The fun police has arrived.
No, that's Epic Haley.
Yeah, Epic Haley is fair and balanced and fun to play with. And again,
I'll play Nick while he's got Haley.
You should look at the faces of the people while you play Haley 2. Have you ever played it, Mike?
What, Haley 2?
Yeah.
No, because I'm not that kind of rampant power gamer.
Well, why not? Yes, you are. You win tournaments. You turn up, you rock up.
With the underdog.
Have you seen what I win tournaments with, Benj?
Is it 18 Buccaneers?
It's a pipe and slippers is what it is.
I won a tournament with, what was it, McBain and Damiano? Yeah, they're a power couple.
I don't know. Well, they're pretty OP, obviously, and they have If they have unharvested potential, and it's only you that can bring out, that level.
The magic.
Yeah.
It depends on what I face. There are some stuff that McBain and it's McBain and Epic Magnus I won the tournament with, because Epic Magnus possibly is one of the few Merc casters you sit there and go, how is this allowed?
Isn't he broken at the moment? That's what I heard.
Not that I'm aware of. I know that Battle Group Unyielding, Mobility, and a couple of other bits and pieces. It's just, you sit there and go, how? What? Why? Why would you do this? But it's fair and balanced. That is the one that I won a tournament with Epic Magnus on 1 health box remaining, though.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was purely won by the fact that I managed to run Crow's Cutthroats behind the opposing caster.
They're OP as well.
I wouldn't say they're overpowered, because they're very fragile. Def 13, armor 11.
Glass cannons.
And they have to get into the back arc.
Okay.
But they're very much a deal with them or die unit. They're easy to deal with, but you need to split off part of your army to deal with them. So, okay. Should we come back?
Oh, really?
Come back to what you know.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Take everything real slow.
Do you want to work down from the most insane of the warlocks, or up from the least insane?
Does that mean I've got to look at rules?
Pretty much.
Oh, shit. All right, I better get ready. I don't know which is
Why
which.
don't we go the way of the book and do, is it Trolls, Scorn, Circle, Legion?
Definitely need to look that up then, don't I?
I'm not sure that is the order.
Trolls, Circle, Legion. Trolls, Circle, Scorn, Legion.
Yes. That'd be the order.
I was going to go Trolls, Circle, Legion, Scorn.
So most to least broken.
Oh, Troll's most broken.
Horgle is more broken than Una.
I was joking.
Apparently, that's what you just said. I don't know.
What kind of madness is this? Well, we'll go with Trolls first, then.
All right, better go look him up then.
Trolley.
Right, welcome back on Elite Cadre. We're going to do an old favourite now with spelling it out. And this week we've decided to do something a little bit different. We're going to go through all 4 of the new Hordes Warlocks, or rather the promoted.
Just the
Hordes
spells, though, yeah?
And maybe a little bit of the other rules as well. So, the first one on our list is Horgle the Anvil.
Yay.
Yep.
That's our review. Moving on to Una 2.
He is a Fury 6 Warlock. He has
the ability to set things on fire.
Pretty much.
A bit.
He has an ability called Burnt Meat. War beasts in this model's battle group can charge enemy models suffering the fire continuous effect without being forced. And a Field Marshal of Immunity Fire.
Nice.
His weapon causes continuous effect fire. It's important for the feat that I'm sure we'll talk about.
Weapons. He's got 2.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
So, the first spell on his list is Consuming Flames.
Hang on, there's a bit of a theme here, isn't there? Just going out on a limb. Bit of a theme here.
Yeah, he's a blacksmith.
Fury 6, yeah?
Yep.
Yes.
We've done that part already. It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Cost 3, range 10, AoE 4, power 12, and it is an offensive spell. Consuming Flames causes fire damage. Models hit suffer the fire continuous effect.
Just hit. Nice.
Yep.
So he uses about 20% of his fury than that, doesn't it?
20%.
Yeah, to cast that spell.
Alex is good at maths.
No, he's clearly not.
I'm good at trolling. It's at least 50%.
It's not necessarily.
60%, I'd say.
Troll Moses?
No, two. Half then. Half then.
The cost of a spell is reduced by 1.
Yes.
First spell he casts that turn is reduced by 1.
Yes.
Yeah. So, decent range on it. Obviously, trolls don't have an arc node, so that's kind
It'd
of
be a
question.
shitty nuke if it didn't cause fire damage and continuous effect fire.
Yeah, it's decent utility piece.
Yes.
Plus, potentially good setup for the feat.
Yeah, that's
And
it. I think
charging and
that's
stuff,
what I mean.
as we said, yeah.
If it wasn't for the feat and his other abilities, then it would be just
A bit
another.
Yeah.
Yeah, another nuke. But yeah, an AoE 4 that causes fire, and it's not even on a direct hit. It's any model's hit gets suffer fire continuous effect. So you've got the opportunity to catch a lot of stuff with it.
Yeah. So the next thing on his spell list is Firestarter, again with that theme. It's cost 2, range 6. Yes, okay. Range 6, upkeep, that's non-offensive. Target a model in the spellcaster's battle group. That model's melee and ranged weapons gain continuous effect fire.
Nice.
More feat setup. Just going back to the consuming flames, actually, sorry. One interaction I have seen with that is the what are they called?
Fire eaters.
3-man unit, fire eaters.
Yeah.
If he casts that on them, he sets them on fire, but they're immune to the damage. Is that correct?
No, they gain +5 armor against fire damage, though.
Oh,
Does that happen
okay, so
instantaneously as they get set
Yes,
on?
it's permanent. It's permanent.
Yeah.
They are +5 damage against fire type damage.
But they take the
Plus-
damage roll.
Well,
After that?
the hit causes the application of fire,
Right.
Yes.
and then the damage roll takes place after that.
And when they're on fire,
And then they gain boosted attack and damage rolls because they're on fire. Woohoo!
are they not immune to fire when they're on fire?
No. They
No,
get +5
They
armor.
keep, yes,
You just get plus fire armor. Okay.
against fire type damage rolls.
But only when they're on fire.
No.
No.
They have +5 armor
when they're
against
on
fire
fire.
type damage rolls.
So then when they're on fire, they're immune to fire, though, yeah?
No. You're just trolling now.
Yeah.
And they have boosted attack and damage rolls when they're on fire.
Yes. I knew that.
He is the worst.
They're both on the table. I can see both my units on the table right now. They're amazing. And they're on
Yeah.
fire.
No!
They're melting.
Yeah, but they're amazing. And they die in a comedy way always. It's a fantastic unit.
Anyway,
Anyway.
back to Firestarter. Yeah,
Just
I
as
could.
fire stuff.
I can see this going on either a bomber to cause some quite
Bomber, bang on bomber, yeah.
quite horrendous infantry clearance, or on feat turn, perhaps going on a melee beast of some sort. But we'll get to the feat.
I think the important thing about this spell that Ben kind of just touched on a moment ago is if you read this spell without singing the Prodigy song in your head, you're dead inside, I think. Is probably the right term.
What, out of space?
What? Sorry?
Oh dear.
Now, I think given that feat, it's possibly the Omen. But so next spell on the list, Inviolable Resolve.
So hang on, just to do get so there's it's a fire themed troll warlock with Menoth spells as well. Excellent. Moving on.
Yeah, it's your favourite thing. This.
Great.
So Inviolable Resolve, cost 2, range 6, upkeepable, non-offensive. Target friendly faction model or unit gains +2 armor. Cannot be moved by a push or slam.
Oh my god.
Models
A
are not
troll
affected
warlock.
by out of formation.
A troll warlock with an armor buff. Yay!
So you're gonna
Sorry,
put that on some put that on some warders, perhaps?
I think we might put that on some waters, perhaps. Yes. Or some champions. Or some champions that have death and armor buff, and then the stone as well.
Yeah, to be honest, it just works on so many troll units. I mean, you could put that on Creole warriors, and people just sit there going, "Oh no, what?"
That'd be amazing. Oh, Funblades too. Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Yeah. there's no way that's not good. You just apply it to anything, it makes it better.
Fried gold, I think is the phrase.
Too many Simon Pegg movies for you. Well, too many Edgar Wright movies, sorry.
Edgar Wright's really, yeah.
Yeah. The last one is Solid Ground, which, in Trolls. No.
Oh, I didn't read that. That's amazing.
So cost 2, range self, AoE control. It's upkeepable, non-offensive. While in the spellcaster's control range, friendly faction models cannot become knocked down and do not suffer blast damage.
Holy moly.
And he's Fury 7, yeah?
Yeah.
So the big thing to consider with this spell list so far, because I don't even really need to go through Solid Ground, it just is good. The big thing to consider with this spell list is there are 3 upkeeps there, and that's going to be half his stack pretty much every single turn, because I don't see a reason not to cast those 3 spells at the start of the game.
Does he get a free upkeep from the Troll Moses?
No.
Why am I doing that?
You may. It said you're transposing an NL thing.
Spell slave, isn't it? And yeah, harmonious exaltation.
Yeah. No.
So, but half the stack, and those are very good upkeeps as well.
They are.
Yeah.
But
then again, is he going to be using his Fury for much else at the start of the game? Is he really going to be?
Oh, no.
So kind of early game. I mean, once the game progresses and he gets into the mix of it, he's going to want to drop some of those. But
yeah,
he's a really good. He supports a fire-oriented force really, really well.
I mean, you think Solid
Ground. The hard part is you're going to want to spend. You're going to want to cast Consuming Flames really at like the first turn to set your fire eaters on fire, and then you're not going to have enough left to cast the other stuff that you want to cast early on as well. That's the only downside.
Then again, you can cast Consuming Flames and 2 of your upkeeps in a turn if you've got the Rune Shaper.
You're going to have the Rune Bearer, yeah. You're going to have him, aren't you?
Rune Bearer,
so you're basically never going to be able to pair a Creelstone.
No.
But
it's difficult. Sorry, but it's like playing Grim. It's like playing Grim Angus, isn't it? It's, you always want to cast some of his spells, so you never power a stone properly.
But with Inviolable Resolve, that's less of an issue, I think.
Would you even take the stone?
I would, because you'd like the double bubbles. Amazing. Even if it's only a minimal stone, you're right. You're going to struggle to really fuel it properly.
Yeah. So it's a consideration though. But let's just add one more thing, which is Horgul's Feet, stoking the flames.
Horgul the Anvil understands blister. What? Sorry.
Friendly faction models gain boosted attack and damage rolls against enemy models in Horgul's control range, suffering the fire continuous effect. Stoking the flames lasts for 1 turn.
Oh, you're probably stoked about this one, aren't you, Kurt?
I really am. I love this cast. He's amazing.
So that'll be a Weapon Master War Beast if you can land the first hit with Firestarter.
And then catching other things on fire. If you're talking about, that's not melee, is it? It's boost attack and damage rolls of any kind. So that is a bomber shooting things and setting other things on fire with its AoE, and other things and coming in and attacking those things that are on fire.
Yeah,
it's all great.
So if he's got a couple of bombers and lands Consuming Flames on your caster, say goodbye. That's pretty much it. Because
Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You're just thinking now of 3 dice to hit, 3 dice damage bombers, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be.
With inbuilt snipe and all that entails, and just dribbling.
Yeah. One fury for snipe. 1 fury to just boost it anyway. Great. Yes, please. Twice. Yes. I have 2 painted bombers.
And 1 fury to bind in darkness. Bind them.
Yes. I'm a 17 caster as well. It's only speed 5 though, but trolls.
What are you gonna
I
do?
like him a lot. Him a lot. Yes, what I like most about him is he just seems simple and fun.
Yeah. No, he's uncomplicated, which is interesting.
Which in the whole new war is welcome.
I thought it was all new. Wait, what did he say?
A whole new war.
whole new war.
A whole new war.
I did that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yes. So I'll be in the corner. I'll come back in a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
The kids show, Kurt.
Like him, he's awesome.
So we've done the troll one. That's looking good so far.
So thank you for listening to Elite Cadre. The Horde. I'm sorry.
Are we done?
I think
Oh,
so.
okay.
No,
Yeah, that's fine.
because now we have to move on to the one that's just frankly a bit bonkers, or that people
yeah,
are claiming is a bit bonkers. So, for Circle, we have Una 2, or Una the Sky Hunter. She's a Fury 7 Warlock with Birds of Prey. So, Griffin War Beasts in her battle group gain flank another Griffin in Una's battle group. Oh, also, any one of her War Beasts with flight also gains sprint.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just plus
Okay,
two
I'm-
Matt plus 2 Matt Weapon Master Griffins.
Fair and balanced, yeah.
Oh boy, which can actually range up to 28 inches with long leash on some of them. Now it gets even better.
Even
She's got
further
hand-
with her feet. I'm sorry, I might be skipping ahead.
Yeah, you're skipping ahead. She's got Hand of Fate.
Mm.
So it's like, what I'll do is I'll run this one Griffin next to your caster, Hand of Fate this one, that can charge your caster, and GG.
It's not signs importance though, so just be thankful for that.
No, it's not signs and importance. That is the point at which you go, yeah, it's perfectly fine, because it's not signs and importance. Many spells are not signs and importance. However, most spells are worse than signs and importance.
Well, this one, technically speaking, is worse than signs importance.
It's just
It
a
is
one
also-
unit. It's just a one model or unit instead of the whole army. Yes.
Yeah,
Benefit, though, it is an upkeep.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Damn.
So, Hand of Fate, if you don't know it, is a cost 2, range 6 spell. It's upkeepable, non-offensive. Target friendly faction model or unit gains an additional die on attack and damage rolls. Discard the low die in each roll.
I know we've done it before, but non-offensive.
Oh, that's pretty offensive.
It is fucking offensive.
Yeah, watching that in play is horrendous. That makes almost any unit or model just straight better. You can put Reeves on the table and they will start machine gunning stuff down. It's
Great fun when you've also got Starcrossed up. It gets ultra confusing.
I was thinking that. I was trying not to say it as well because I think it would be.
actually, no, it doesn't. That's still quite simple because you're just dropping high and low.
No, I know. I just...
and then start singing aha.
It's when you've got roulette on the table as well and working out which one takes precedence. Because roulette is any 2 dice. So good luck with that one.
You
Yeah.
pick the high and the, you get rid of the high and the low, and then pick any of the 2 that are left.
Or do you?
Well, who knows?
Oh, you know what's bullshit just on this, thing. Yeah, Starcrossed. just putting that out there. That's bullshit. on that fucking gator with a silly hat. What is that about?
We've had this conversation.
Actually, now that I have access to Starcrossed, I think it's fair and balanced. Yeah.
Well, that's perfectly fine. You're a massive hypocrite.
Is it fair and balanced with Fury 8 though?
Not so much.
Not so much.
No. Especially not with Matt 7 trying to hit Death 14.
And the
Oh, hang on, wait, that's
Fury
familiar.
8
Wait, that's a
double.
reference to something. Wait a minute. Wait, I can't remember.
That's so many years ago. It's when Chris Cawthorne was not only in Oxford, it was at the Botley Baptist Church Hall.
Oh, really?
That sounds like a
Must be
mouthful.
somebody else with his Earthborns, or I don't know who it was.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah.
You and your stupid Calandra theme force. Not even the good Calandra theme force.
No,
The
the
bad
old one.
Calandra theme force.
Cheap Earthborns for the win.
Yeah, Earthborns turns out when they get to Butcher in Mark II, pretty bad.
Apparently so.
Can we go back to Mark 2? I miss it.
I
you
don't.
can see, you can play it on your own with your friends.
I don't have any friends.
Oh, well, there you go.
Matt's my only friend.
Oh,
Well, what you should do is when Nick's got his table. Hang on,
Actually-
when Nick's got his table, one of the weekends, you and Matt can come down here and we can do a mini tournament round one of our houses.
What, Mark 2?
No, Mark 3. Anyway,
Going back to the spell list.
Mirage is the second spell.
Mirage.
Hand of Fate is just good. We know that. We're moving on. Mirage. So this is a cost 2, range 6, upkeepable, non-offensive spell. Target friendly faction model or unit gains apparition. During your control phase, place models with apparition anywhere completely within 2 inches of their current locations.
I like apparition on retribution units. It's quite fun, but this isn't a retribution unit. They'll probably be going on.
It's kind of filthy.
It is kind of filthy. It's any additional movement spells like shenanigans, like vengeance as a natural inbuilt ability, or apparition are just really good for assassination casters and.
so is this one an upkeep spell? Mirage.
Yes.
Yeah, Mirages.
Has anyone got a rulebook term there? If you don't upkeep it, you get the benefit of it.
Yes, it's like the vengeance and +2 mat spell. Death
Those
March.
are those
Yeah.
maintenance phase things. This is control phase.
Yeah, it's maintenance. They're maintenance.
Control.
Apparition happens
Control.
in maintenance.
Apparition happen.
It says here it happens in control.
Control phase.
Does it?
So, yeah,
Yes.
YMCA would suggest that maintenance comes first, which is, I think, when you upkeep your spells, isn't it? So if the spell is not
Vengeance
upkept,
Vengeance happens in maintenance.
It does, but apparition happens in control.
Ah.
Okay. Okay, so you do need to upkeep it, so it's going to be essentially 3 focus.
control phase.
You could wangle it and try and do things out of order, and within you could do things in a different order in your control phase, so it is doable.
The order is much more specified now.
Oh,
So you have to replenish focus first
Yeah,
before effects?
They've clarified a lot of...
Which I do. So let's confirm the phases as they operate now.
Well, maintenance and...
So maintenance phase comes first. Step
Yes,
1,
always happens.
removal. Well, this is for hordes, so it's kind of
Continuous effects off first, isn't it? Or
Fury points in excess of Fury stat for each of your models with Fury manipulation special rule. Leave Fury points on Warbeast at this time. Check for expiration of continuous effects on any models you control. After checking for expired continuous effects, resolve the effects of those that remain in play. 3, resolve all other effects that occur during the maintenance phase. Then control phase. Each of your models with the Fury manipulation special rule, like Warlock, can leech any number of Fury points from Warbeast in this battle group.
It looks like this spell triggers at step 5 of control, which is after you upkeep spells.
Step 4.
so you can't wangle it.
No,
Upkeep-
the upkeep
at
is
2.
step 4, but the effect triggers at step 5.
Well, in my book, step 2 is upkeep. Step 3 is make threshold checks. Step 4 is resolve all of the effects that occur
Is
during
this
the
an
control
actual
phase.
physical book?
Yeah, I've got the book in front of me.
So
You
this is
can't
the-
read, though. So this is the...
So, control phase, this is before War Machine. Step 4 is upkeep spells.
So what, steps 1 through 3 then?
bar.
Do a little dance,
Step
make a little
1,
love.
each of your models with focus manipulation replenishes focus. Step 2, Warjack's power up. Step 3, each model with focus manipulation can allocate focus points to Warjack's its battle group.
Okay, yeah. So the horde one is slightly different, obviously, because you leech in step 1, you upkeep in step 2, threshold to checks in step 3, resolve all of the effects in step 4.
Dear
So-
bollocks, does anyone actually get the order correct? Where
Well,
it actually doesn't matter.
Because if it does matter because if
No, but I mean, if
when-
something like Mirage, obviously, for instance, continuous effects happen before
I will
vengeance
say
triggers.
that-
'Cause-
Bench, much like a lot of other rules, when it's not strictly relevant what order things are happening in, people get a bit fast and loose about it. But for things like this, where it happens at a specific step of the control phase or the maintenance phase, then it's important that you actually be aware of what's happening at each step. So, for instance, a lot of the time people do allocation and upkeeps at roughly the same time. And yet, although with strict letter of the law, you shouldn't, it doesn't actually matter that much because there's nothing gained by either side doing it.
Just coming back to Death March, the one that does grant +2 and Vengeance, that happens. Vengeance is during your maintenance phase.
Yes, Vengeance is in the maintenance
Don't
phase.
that one will still trigger.
Yes.
So, yes. But Mirage, you will have to upkeep.
Correct us if we're wrong.
That's not happened
Yes.
before. Even then, Mirage still a good spell.
Cost
What
three.
cost 2. Kind of, yes. It's almost 3, not quite.
Dear God, semantics.
I mean, well, what you can use it for is doing things like putting a war beast completely behind a forest so it can't be seen, and then in the control phase, using that 2 inches to move it forwards into the forest so it can now charge straight through.
Here you go. Here you go. Though it is 2 if you've got Silas. Are you happy now, Alex?
Can Circle of Us Warlocks take
Well,
Silence?
no, but I mean Retribution can, and that spell is definitely in Retribution, so
Okay, this
Well, that's
is
fine then.
no one cares.
it's fine.
So, anyone else on Mirage other than it being good?
And no singing.
No. Okay.
Is there a song?
Next spell on the list is Twister.
It's just an illusion.
Cost 2, range 10, AoE 3, power 10, duration 1 round, and it is offensive. This AoE is a cloud effect that remains in play for 1 round. Yeah, it's
Meh. Meh.
it's kind of there. I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use it for the cloud.
It's a shitty new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and at POW 10.
That's yeah. Well, I guess if you're killing some infantry, but everything kills infantry fast these days. So.
Yeah, Una has better ways of getting rid of things.
Yeah, birds.
Her final spell
Yeah.
is Wind Wall. Cost 3, range self, a duration of 1 round, non-upkeepable.
That's familiar.
The spellcaster cannot make ranged attacks after casting this spell, and non-magical ranged attacks targeting it automatically miss. While completely within 3 inches of the spellcaster, models cannot make ranged attacks, and non-magical ranged attacks targeting them automatically miss. Wind Wall lasts for 1 round.
It's very familiar.
It's got a little bit of Scornergy with her wind strikes, which are her main weapon. But it's pretty. So you're going to have to remember to cast them and to do things in the right order.
Who knew?
So make her ranged attacks before you cast that. But yeah, it's a good spell, and it's slowly turning her into Vlad.
I've done that with Sasha in the past when I used to play Cadre. And she'll win wall, and now she'll. Oh no.
So she doesn't have Wind Wall.
She used to, didn't she?
She's got Wind Rush.
Wind rush, not wind wall, which
Yeah.
allows her to make a full advance.
Vlad 1 has Wind Wall.
Oh, okay, but he has no
Yeah.
range attack, so does he?
No, he doesn't.
No, I seem to remember casting it with Sasha. Maybe I was just cheating.
Yeah, probably.
You are quite mad, sir. So, on to her feat, which is From On High. Friendly faction models with flight, currently in Una's control range, gain +2 speed for 1 turn. Additionally, while in Una's control range, friendly faction light war beasts with flight cannot be targeted by melee attacks. From On High lasts for 1 round. So, griffins, more griffins, some griffins on the side. Perhaps would Sir like another griffin?
And a big electric strike thing.
So she just takes wart walls and lots of wart walls.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, very much, yeah.
It should be noted that the new colossal, the new gargantuan, isn't a griffin. Let's just
fly,
make
though.
a very. Yes, it does fly, but it isn't a griffin, and that's very important because otherwise it would be a weapon master, and that just no.
Oh, yeah.
A Mat 5 weapon master, but a weapon master nonetheless.
It's +2 speed, though.
Yes, that is true, but it's not a light. So it would still be targeted by melee.
Oh yeah.
This strikes me as all kinds of crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I think the internet has spoken on this. It is, it's just too powerful. It's OP. Well, that is the thought, at least at the moment. Whether or not we'll see any erratas of her or the Griffins in January, who knows? But she's pretty good at the moment.
Yeah. Circle Christmas. They took away. What was his name? The stone one.
Bradigus.
Yes, they took away Bradigus and they thought, oh, better give something back to Circle, and that's it.
But they didn't need it. They had Cassius and literally, what's his face?
Wormwood?
No, not Wormwood and Cassius. I know they're the pair, but the lightning dude.
Chromac.
Kruger?
Yeah, Kruger too.
That's of course.
Kruger too.
Chromac, the lightning
Chromac
dude.
Well done.
Chromac the lightning dude. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Chromac won. Still. They didn't need Una to be that stupid.
Yeah, she's pretty good. And yeah, Circle have some good stuff. I might have to drag mine out of the.
What's Morvala 2 like nowadays? I've not seen her enough.
I mean, I think there's some nerf with recursion, but apart from that, meh. But it's I know we're looking at these casters in a vacuum because obviously there's more to come and various things like that. But you have to wonder. I mean, for a certain amount of time, they're the new hot stuff, and it's kind of what was the problem in Mark II. Was that there was the new hot thing that lasted for a long time, that defined the meta for a long time. Unless Una's going to be errated pretty much instantaneously in January, and so we've only had a few months of this. It's just the same problems unless they release a batch of casters at the time that are all bonkers crazy and give each faction, but they're not going to really do that. But she seems very OP at the moment, and it does feel. I mean, the jaded part of me does make me feel that it is just to sell, shitloads of these Griffins. Now the Scar, whatever the hell they are, what are they called? The Scar.
The Scar Griffin, yeah.
Yeah, because they were pretty much.
Is there a part of you that isn't jaded and scarred?
No. It's
okay, just checking.
But can't you see that is those models were pretty.
They're there to sell miniatures, and
they are there.
If they were to release a Warlock or a Warcaster that was not very good, they probably wouldn't sell very many of those miniatures.
Of course, but they do. They also try to profess that they have a game that is very competitive, very one of the best competitive games out there, at least. With a tight rule set where everything has a chance, but that was what their ethos by the sounds of it, going into Mark 3 was to try and make sure there wasn't this power creep. Yeah. Or as often, basically. Anyway, I don't know.
I think in any game there will always be a tendency towards power creep, because when you're releasing something new, there is always that that they're always trying to sell something new to people.
Yeah.
And if you've already got a stable of 10, 12 casters and 7 of them are already relevant, how do you make people buy that other new one? Well, it's either got to do something different, which is becoming harder and harder to do, or it's got to have that little bit of a power edge.
Or you call it Madrak.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, perhaps having that little bit of a power edge initially and then having it toned back just a little is while not ideal, it's okay.
Yeah, I agree with what you say, Mike.
Because I'd rather have that than have something come out that's ridiculously underpowered. People go, "Oh, this is trash," and then have PP spend months and months redeveloping it to come out with something new. That then people go, "Oh, this is bonkers," and then hate it the other way. So it's all about fine tune at this point. I don't think again that Una is much off being just good instead of what she is now, which is potentially a little too good if you have enough Griffins.
That's the guess.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, I see.
What to say about that?
Yeah, no,
So-
I see that argument. And I
I've
also
just been.
see.
I have a random aside. When did Iron Flesh become what I always thought it should have been, rather than the +3 def?
Oh, that's the Mark III change.
Smart.
Yeah, I had missed that one entirely. I just saw it and I was like, I just went back to Sorcerer 2 to go, what? Oh, and there as well. Okay, so that's what I always thought Iron Flesh should have been.
Yeah, just for reference to what Kurt's saying, in the change from Mark II to Mark III, Iron Flesh used to be +3 def, -1 speed.
Which I always thought was stupid.
It has now become +2 arm and immunity to blast damage.
And I'm being slow and it's taking me 6 months to realise that.
Yeah, which is why it's particularly good on things like Black Dragons, because taking them from arm 18 to arm 20,
Wow.
if they mini feed, no, because Iron Zeal's changed to +3, hasn't it?
Don't know.
I can't remember.
Benj, you're the man with that with Black Dragon.
What was sorry? It's +3.
Iron Zeal's +3. So,
but it's immunity to knockdown and stationary, I think, now as well, which it wasn't.
no, that's always been there.
I didn't.
It was on the Black Dragons before.
I can't
So-
remember that.
To get us back on track vaguely, the reason I noticed it is because it's on Fianna.
Mm-hmm.
I skimmed
Well,
through
does-
going through.
Are we finished
Does-
here too?
Does someone else want to start Fianna while I take a look at something?
Kurt, take it away.
Fianna 2. Was she? I thought they didn't have one
No,
when they did the lesser warlocks. I thought Legion missed out.
No,
She was just a solo, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Or
yeah.
she was different. Or I don't know what. Anyway, Fianna 2. She is a 6 Fury warlock. She has dodge. She has field marshal overtake on her war beasts, and she has overtake as well, which is quite nasty.
Yeah, Fianna the Lash. Sorry, just coming back. Fianna 1
Yeah.
was a Legion Strider solo. She didn't have anything to do with Warbeast at all. She had dodge, prowl. Well, she
No.
has dodge, prowl, rapid strike, and a barbed lash, which can choose what attack type it goes for. So yes, you're quite right. I apologise.
Wow.
She was not a warlock.
No, I don't think she was. But anyway, her spells look vaguely familiar. She has Admonition. Cost 2, range 6, upkeepable but not offensive. When an enemy model advances and ends its movement in 6 inches of target model in the spellcaster's battle group, the affected model can immediately advance up to 3 inches. Then Admonition expires.
I have used that spell to advance before.
Have
People
you got
don't expect it. People don't expect it with Ashlyn.
I just flat out don't believe you.
They charged my caster with the 4-inch range retribution solo. The assassin.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, with the long, yeah,
Yeah, so I used 3 inches to walk around behind it.
nice.
And they're just like, oh, is there any way I can catch you with this? No.
No.
Oh.
I'm behind you now. Aha.
Your
And
charge
it's
is
also-
successful, but no one's there.
And the important part of this is that I didn't read, that you pretty much alluded to. The affected model cannot be targeted by 3 strikes during this movement. Important to my example just there.
Well, to be fair, Ashton has parry anyway, but
Yeah, in that context.
yeah. Admonition is good.
Admonition.
It's
It's
just
been around a while. It's always been good. Yeah.
and don't forget as well. she can cast it on her battle group. So that does mean that if you want to keep Fiona a little bit back and have a war beast that's got admonition on it, that loses a lot of people in the peace trades, because you go, aha, I'll charge my heavy in. Okay, mine walks 3 inches back.
I laughed at you.
I didn't realise that was a change. 'Cause it used to only just be that you could put it in your warlock, wasn't it?
No, you can do it on. You could always do it on anything in your battle group.
Really?
I was gonna say, I didn't think it said battle group, but it was single model, wasn't it? Yeah. But it was definitely single model.
It was definitely single models, yes.
Yeah. Fury, next spell. Everybody's happy with admonition because we've seen it a lot when we've been around a while. Fury costs 2, range 6. It's upkeepable and it's not offensive. Target friendly faction model / unit gains +3 to melee damage rolls, but suffers -1 death. That's not what Fury used to be,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
was it? +3 to melee damage rolls. That's a weird. I've never seen that written down like that before. It's very strange. Because in Fury, a butcher spell.
Right, I'm just going to go back to 2 Mark II clarifications that I've just checked on. Firstly, admonition was battle group, so
Okay.
hooray for me. And secondly,
Okay.
Iron Zeal was knockdown and stationary immune. So I'm right, you're wrong.
It was. Oh, okay.
Yep, there we go.
It very rarely came up because the Kovnik had no sleeping on the job.
Feel good about yourself. That's all that matters.
Yep. I'm not going to debate that. That's fine. I'll take
Are you
that.
sure? Are you sure? Where are you taking it?
All the way to the bank.
What bank?
The bank of let's move on.
Oh, you're a fine one to do that.
Fury as much as it ever was. +3 damage rolls, -1 death.
Was that what it used to be? I just never had it, I suppose.
I used to use it on
P. Butcher, isn't it?
It's on P Butcher, but I used to use it on the Pathfinder Cadre Jack. The
It's
Kodiak?
an odd number. +3 to melee damage rolls is a strange sort of. Yeah, it's probably because it's never had butcher. And
it used to go on the Kodiak to make that power 19, which was pretty good.
Yeah, because it's pretty
other than
pillow
the melee
fisted
rolls.
otherwise.
Yeah. Fury's just good. I don't think there's. Yeah, put it on a war beast. They're low enough death already in Legion that it doesn't really matter too much.
No.
Well, unless you're talking the flying ones or the
No, the heavies, obviously. Yeah, they put it on Carnivian, you're laughing, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
fantastic.
silly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where wouldn't you put it?
Yeah, Def 11 to Def 10 on a Carnivian, not too bad. It takes it to
No.
PNS 21 on the bite and 19 on the talons.
Shut up.
So it's essentially something. It's dead whenever it goes into something.
Yeah.
That's
And what's
horrible.
Animus do these days?
Yeah.
What is the Carnivian Animus nowadays?
I don't know. I was just making it up. I can't remember. I knew what it used to be, but it's probably not that anymore.
Spiny growth.
Yeah, it's still by side growth. Right.
So armor
Same as it was.
20 as well.
No.
Spiny growth. It's not even a glass cannon anymore.
It never,
It
really
never
was.
was.
No, I know.
Gallows.
But isn't that's the whole thing about? That's the whole. I thought that was the whole give and take of Legion's War Beast.
Anyway.
Or is that circles anyway?
Yeah, most of them are. Not everything's a Carnivian. Don't forget that. Are Carnivians still quite expensive for what they do?
They've got assault, haven't they? And
I
they're
don't think they're
quite.
11 points anymore.
No, I don't think they're 11 points. They'd be really cheap if they were 11 points.
No.
The Carnivian is 19.
19.
So it's the same as it was. Yeah.
I was
But
going to
they
say.
don't have assault anymore.
It does have assault.
No,
No,
it
it
does. It does.
Oh, yeah,
does.
of course.
I'm looking at it right now.
It's on the front, isn't it? Sorry.
It's on the front.
Assault to an icon. I apologise.
I would say, coming from being a
Welcome
Merc
to
player,
Elite Cadre. We don't know the rules of anything.
What's an icon?
No, I know the rules. I just forgot that they turned it into an icon.
That's a rule, though. Now.
I was going to say,
Solus as well.
coming from being a Merc player, this seems like a really ridiculously expensive heavy. Because mine started at 11.
Hordes, though. That's called hordes.
Oh.
Although I have a 15-point heavy now, and I'm quite happy about that.
I was going to say, my premium heavy is 15.
What's your premium heavy? Sorry.
Rover.
Mm.
Oh, the Rover is so good.
Wait, is that the shield guard one?
Yes, that's the shield guard 3 melee attacks one.
Oh, yeah.
That's armor 20.
My cheapest heavy used to be 9, for crying out loud. I'm happy with 15.
Do you want to go back to Fianna?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Gallows. Cost 3, range 10, power 13. Offensive, strange that. When any model is hit by this attack, it can be pushed d6 inches directly towards Gallows' point of origin. Nice.
She doesn't have any speed buffs, does she? So
Does
I
she?
guess that's missing.
Overtake, but no.
Mm.
I mean, she's speed 7.
No,
Pathfinder.
that's what I'm saying. Gallows
Yeah,
makes up for that.
speed
She
7.
moves it up, drags things in, Warbeast charge it, and deck it. Yeah.
Yeah, Fury-ridden Warbeast charges.
Chain strike.
Yeah.
She herself can actually get into some pretty interesting positions, and with crit smite.
Oh,
There
And
we
the other
go.
angle is, of course, she could put the next spell on herself, which would then take her to 15, 17, which isn't to be sniffed at either.
I mean, I'm not saying she's going to
I
go in every time, but in the late game,
No.
she's going to potentially be a piece that can win you things. So
she was.
Or drag something out of the way so you can charge a caster.
I think she was
Yeah.
played at the London team tournament and against Trolls and did actually win. A very beast heavy list.
Just trying to upset me now.
Yeah, pretty
Trolls
much.
lose.
Sorry.
There's no need for that.
I'll
There's
just
no need.
leave. It's fine. I'll just go. I'm sorry.
No need to be bold.
She also has Iron Flesh, which we pretty much
we've
discussed already. Cost
yeah,
2,
we've got
range
to
6,
that.
upkeep 4, offensive, not offensive. We did that already. Yeah.
and the feet.
She's got big
Unstoppable
feet.
tie.
Big feet.
She's got funny feet because she's a strider.
Yeah.
While in Fianna's control area, I'll resist reading the fluff text. I'm trying. Friendly faction models gain +3 def and dodge.
Yep.
1 round.
It was quite funny you made a feat joke because I was trying to explain warlocks and warcasters to someone, and I said they have a feat. And he said, "Yeah, they got 2." That wasn't even a joke. That was kind of serious. Just playing
No
that.
one
out.
laughed.
That was like
It wasn't a
that was
joke.
just like Vic Reeves interrupting things to make a very bad joke. That's what it was.
It wasn't a bad joke. It was literally what the person said.
Just like Vic
They
Reeves.
said I thought you were talking about feet.
It's just like, somebody said they've got 2.
That wasn't even a bad joke. Somebody was confused. It was like,
Anyway,
never
Fianna-
mind.
Fianna's feet seems quite good.
Yes.
What to do? Again?
Dodge.
+3
Plus 3
def
def
and
and
dodge.
dodge.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Dive, duck,
Okay.
dig, and
I knew you were going to do that. Tell me I've got terrible jokes. You rehash movie jokes.
that was a good joke.
It was all right, fine.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, duck, and dodge.
Indeed.
I will say it does conflict slightly with Fury,
Yeah, it does actually.
which okay, and it's one of those things you're gonna have to balance your battle group between your heavy hitters and your stuff that's going to benefit from the feat. Or do you want your infantry to benefit from the feat? Because
Or you wait till you pop
Apparently
Fury
you
till
did
you actually
have
want
it.
to use it.
pardon?
But then
Or
again,
you
if
wait
you've
to
got,
pop Fury till you want to use it.
Yeah.
and if you've got,
Is it suit 2?
if you got Carnivian with Fury on it, and Spiny Growth, you kind of want it to get hit.
True. So it's interesting. It's definitely a balancing act.
Yeah.
Who knew? A game about
She's
making
intriguing, but she's not game changing. She's intriguing.
No.
She's intriguingly
Actually,
game
Actually,
changing.
clearly, this is the point where you start fielding Zuriel.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a heavy that's def 13.
Oh, it does make him a slightly more viable.
Yep, and with Fury, it takes his Warblades up to PNS 18.
Yeah, because some people were just complaining that was one of the first Mark III Legion changes that people were like, Yeah. Oh, he gained reach, but he's
I've
lost all
I just
this.
realised one of their character heavy is actually cheaper than the Carnivian.
Wait, really?
The Carnivian is 19 points, and
Yeah.
Zuriel is 18.
Yeah, but Zuriel is
Wow.
kind of a light on a big base. He's not quite
What's his
a
name?
full.
But yeah, Def 13, Armor 17, fine.
How many hitboxes?
Many.
Not
20 something.
So I think he's probably mid to kind of higher. No, maybe low to mid 20s. I think.
28.
He was the first. Is he the
28
first heavy
boxes.
Nephilim? Is he the first heavy
Yeah, I
Nephilim?
think so, he is.
And the last?
Yeah.
He's more like Khan.
Yeah, kind of.
Mollet Khan without the Weapon Master.
Most factions have got some form of Moloch-ish.
No, they don't.
Not as good.
Yeah, I think Zuriel can actually work pretty well for Fianna.
Good.
There you go. Heard it here first, folks.
I don't even know which one the
Okay.
Scorn one is. Is it Zizia?
It's a
Zadash.
Praetorian sword master
It's
guy.
Zadash.
That's the wrong one.
Zadash. Zadash.
That's what I
isn't it?
said. Yeah, that's what I tried to say and got it wrong.
Slanesh.
Oh no,
The car.
oh,
Which one is it?
I've actually forgotten.
Welcome to
No, it is-
It
It is Zardesh, yes, because Zakar is the
Shardesh?
battle box cast.
Pengiver.
I had Shardesh.
Zardesh. Oh, is that the new battle box? Oh, right, I see. Yes. Right.
So Zardesh 2.
Zardesh.
Lord Tyrant Zadash.
Is he,
Zadash.
is he the star of a very bad 70s Sean Connery film?
Oh.
Gotcha! I knew you'd know what that was. Nobody else has a clue what I'm talking about.
There is not enough gin in the world to get rid of that image.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. And
Yes.
ooh.
If anyone has
Ew.
not heard of the film Zardoz, feel free to go and Google it and
No.
look at Sean Connery in his manly finest.
No, he's
You
so
know, I'm going
hairy.
to do it for you. My Twitter to complain at me is Kurt J. Hansen. Just feel free to give me the abuse after you've looked at the pictures.
Oh, he's so hairy in that still.
It's not even just the hair; it's the combination
red.
of the boots and the attire.
Yeah, all right. It's Burt Reynolds' level of hair, though, and then the attire.
My name is Zed.
Yeah,
So, moving on to Zardesh.
couldn't they have waxed him? He does look kind of scrawny, actually, in that picture. For the he's in red.
Scrawny.
Scrawny.
Zardos.
So
Such a
strong.
bad film.
Zardoz 2, the hairy tyrant.
My work here is done.
You've broken Mike.
Anyway,
I call that a win. That's a win for me. I'm taking that win.
You've
Yeah,
been
but-
listening to Elite Cadre. Mike's
So-
broken.
Zardesh 2. He's Fury 6. He's got Flank, War Beast in this model's battle group. And he's also got Sacrificial Pawn, War Beast in this model's battle group.
War beasts? Sackboard war beasts?
That's fucking stupid. Oh well.
So, the first spell in his list is Battle Charged. It's cost
It's gonna
2,
get worse.
range self, AoE control, upkeepable, non-offensive.
So wait,
While-
are we doing this in the order where they get better from the start?
Yeah.
Anyway, while in the spellcaster's control range, models in its battle group gain counter charge.
Oh.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Potentially saving a heavy or two from some charges. Potentially getting you better positions for the next turn, and also making people very cautious about entering your control range. It's,
What would be more scorny if his fury was 5, but it's not going to happen.
What Fury is he?
I'm just being mean
6.
now.
So, second spell, Burning Ash. Cost 2, range control, AoE 3, duration round, non-offensive. Place the 3-inch AoE cloud effect anywhere completely within the spellcaster's control range. While in the AoE, living enemy models without immunity fire suffer -2 to attack rolls. The AoE remains in play for 1 round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't affect the fire eaters, would it?
Won't affect anything in Horgle's battle group.
Nice. It's a completely redundant spell against trolls. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, being able to place a cloud wherever you want and saying, okay, unless you've got Chain Strike, you're suffering -2 to hit on this model. That's pretty good. I mean,
Well-
it's more expensive than it used to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a 3-inch cloud there, really. I guess for blocking line of sight purposes. Has he got stealth?
No, I don't think so.
He's probably just going to get shot off the table then. Oh, sack one.
Yeah. Sack porn kind of prevents that one.
Yeah. That's filthy, actually. I don't like that.
So you can have a heavy either side and a cloud in front of him, just going, no.
And one of the shield guard Cyclops as well, maybe. Sentry. No, that's the Gladiator, isn't it? One of the...
You just said a lot of war base then, and I don't
Which
think...
Sentry's better one, it's got very high armor.
Cyclops of the shield called.
Not
Brute.
a sentry. What was it?
Brute, that's it. Yeah, Cyclops Brute.
Has that got shield? then?
Hang on.
Or Sentry.
Why does it need shield guard?
Well, just because then you get the...
Shield.
Cause it's sacrificial pawn isn't once, is it? No, you can do it as many times as you want, so you don't need that. I was going to say, in addition to the sacrificial pawn, you can.
The one with the shield is better because it's got higher armor, though.
Yeah.
To sack
Yeah.
pawn too.
You can just change it up a bit when you're announcing all your sack pawns. You can just go, shield guard! and the guy will look at you confused.
That's what I do with Madrak. With Madrak 2 and Warders, yeah.
Having driven someone nearly mad with 2 shield guards that were stood next to each other in a game recently, it's great fun to go, okay, I'll shoot this one. Okay, fine. The second shot goes in. No, I'll shield guard that one over here. Okay, fine. I'll shoot the one that you've shield guarded with. Okay, the first one will shield guard it back. And just watching them go, no, wait, hang on, I can't cope with this anymore, is beautiful.
It's good. I'm there with that. I've got a unit of Warders that do it all day.
But yes, that's Burning Ash. It's useful.
Ish.
Well, particularly if you think you're going to get charged. Because -2 on attack rolls against a Warcaster.
Benj doesn't like it because it's been used to men off and he hates everything.
Actually, that
Well,
means
I don't hate everything.
that means if he gets charged, he effectively goes
everything
up to
in
death 17.
I've gone off men off a little bit.
Really? We hadn't noticed.
Sorry.
Anyway, next thing on the list, Flashing Blade. It's cost 1, range... Yes. Range self.
Is that a new spell?
No. Spellcaster immediately makes 1 basic attack with one of its melee weapons against each enemy model in its line of sight in the weapon's melee range.
What's
Is
his
it a six-star spell?
PNS? What's his PNS?
PNS 12, range 2.
Weapon
Is it a
Master?
six-star spell?
No.
Hmm.
Mat 7. It's okay.
It's not bad for getting out of the... Well, do you get charged by infantry these days? It's usually just a heavy, isn't it, that's coming in. You can cast it and get out of dodge, I guess. If you...
Yeah, I think that's all it's for. I honestly don't see too much point in... Oh, actually, no, I do. Because I just remembered, Flank Warbeast.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. In that
There
case,
we
then...
How's it go?
Put him near a... What is it? Titan Sentry with 2-inch melee range? Yeah.
And Shield Guard.
Yes.
No,
Let's not forget Shield Guard.
The worst. Yeah, okay, that works. Because that effectively makes him Mat 9.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's silly.
in fact, that's basically Butcher with like 4 less power.
I think you're going to say Bush. George Bush. Don't know why
No.
that's funny to me.
So, the
I don't know.
final spell in his arsenal, we've already gone through this evening. It's Inviolable Resolve.
So the problem with Arsenal
Insoluble.
is they just try and walk it in. Oh, IT crowd joke not gone down well.
Insoluble
faded out.
resolve.
You've then ballooned it.
You've just
Okay.
told us, Stinker.
So, the feat. Scorpion Sting.
Lord Tyrant Zadesh summons forth that one.
While in Zardesh's control range, friendly faction models gain +2 strength and mat and defensive strike.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
That's
Just-
not bad.
that's nice.
Yes, especially when
That's
you
a really good feat.
consider that you can countercharge with the beast, and then when they decide, okay, countercharge with the beast, so you get the charge attack on that model.
Yeah.
Then, if your opponent decides to follow up and go, I know, I'll take out that beast, then you get the defensive strike as well.
But not only that, it's an offensive feat as well. It's not just
Wait.
have more defense or
Oh,
have
yeah.
more.
No, +2 strength and mat is just
Wait.
good as well.
Wait,
exactly.
how does that interaction work though? If you countercharge it, doesn't it have to finish its movement within 2 inches of you? Has it done that effectively because you've countercharged?
No, what I'm saying is, Benj, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay,
What
sorry.
I'm saying is, Benji, is that you can countercharge one thing, and
Yeah.
if they then decide to capitalize on the fact that that beast is now further forwards than it otherwise might have been,
Yeah.
when they charge in a second thing towards that war beast in its new position, then you can defensive strike.
Mm.
With
Yeah.
+2 mat.
So you're essentially getting a charge attack off that maybe they don't expect, plus the ability of a defensive strike when they come in to try and capitalize on it.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. Maybe if you're sending in a beast though if you're sending something into a heavy, you might kill that heavy though, and it might not get that defensive strike. I don't know.
Well, no, because they wouldn't be sending it in on that beast, because if they're sending it on that beast, it can't countercharge. And you just use the defensive strike and hope to take a system out or an aspect.
No, I mean, so they redirect their attacks if the charge failed, wouldn't they? Or does the charge just countercharge? If
What
they
are
actually...
you talking about, Ben?
I don't know. I'm slightly tired. So you charge something, you countercharge it back.
Okay,
like a warjack.
they've come into countercharge range,
Yeah.
and you've countercharged them.
hmm
Okay, so where are we going from here?
You get a fish.
Kill that war beast. That's just countercharged.
Okay,
Bring a halibut.
then the lesson there is learn to countercharge better.
I think that you're saying that if something gets charged, it can countercharge, because once you're engaged, you can't countercharge.
Oh.
You can only countercharge if you're not engaged.
No, no, that wasn't my point either. But never mind. It doesn't matter. I'm sleepy.
It doesn't matter, Bench. We want you to have your say, and you're a valid.
No, I would have given a better battle report if I had my say.
I think I know roughly what Benji's getting at, and the moral of it is, don't countercharge into a situation where you're just going to lose the war beast.
Yeah,
This is pretty much a thing where you need to pick your opportunity to use countercharge, and because countercharge is optional, you're always going to have that point where you can make that choice, but you need to learn to use countercharge well. As anyone who's had a Draken for any length of time will know. Sometimes you get good value out of it. Sometimes you send it charging off into the middle of nowhere and go, well, that's several points wasted.
Or Old Rowdy. That's happened. Yeah, that happened.
Yeah,
Good.
Old Ready's countercharge is another interesting one. But yes, Zardesh, I don't think Scorn can complain about that, really. That seems like a really good warlock to me.
Yeah.
I bet they are sad, though.
What could they possibly be sad about, though?
He's only
He's a big
speed 6.
Speed 6?
He's
a big
only Fury 6 as well.
I'm
I don't
know.
sad they play Scorn.
Yeah.
But who plays Scorn anymore? At the moment, to complain.
I will say that they are looking to get a bump in the January errata, and they've already made it clear that they're doing things like adding the buffs back onto the career and
Yeah.
all
I think they're
sorts.
going to paint them all blue. I think that was the solution as well, wasn't it?
I just personally don't know anybody that plays Scorn. I don't think there was any Scorn at that tournament at all, as well.
But Chris
I think
Waffle
the
still
problem
plays
is
Spawn.
because they're perceived as a weak faction, very few people take them. That's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is.
Okay, so I think we've covered all the new warlocks.
That was
there.
the longest spelling it out ever.
Well,
It
there was
was.
3 warlocks.
It was indeed. So now we're going to
Three.
move on to
3.
any other business.
Painting table.
So going in order on my screen, Alex, any other business?
Painting table. I'm putting together some Crix models. I'm a terrible human being.
Are they for a friend or are you playing Crix?
I'm a terrible human being.
Well, you're playing
Oh,
them
no.
after they've ceased being overpowered, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's it. Cankerworm and Asphyxious one at the moment is what I'm putting together. So
Okay, that's cool.
there it goes. from there.
All right, so Benj, any other business?
I played the Load board game. Was it League of Defenders of the Ancients or whatever it's called? And the MOBA style Kickstarter board game. A friend had got his copy quite recently with some
What
of
does
the.
MOBA stand for?
I can't even remember.
Multiplayer
actually.
Online Battle Arena.
There we go. That's the one. And it's fairly simple rules. It's quite enjoyable. The models are very well done. It's made by a subsidiary of Prodos, and the AVP miniatures, as if any of you seen them, they were fantastic, and these are a great quality. It's stolen most of its sort of like influence from Dota and a few LoL characters as well. And it just plays. It's a bit grindy, but it was a good 2 hours. I enjoyed it, and the mechanics work quite well. So you push a lane, you kill the creep, and basically jostle for position with the opposing person.
So would
It's
you
really good.
recommend it?
I would actually, depending on what the price point is. The miniatures themselves are worth it. The epic scales, I've only seen one of those. They were a lot. Sort of the scale is around sort of 28 mil, maybe smaller. But the detail on them is phenomenal, and the epics are even bigger. They're sort of like maybe 30 mil. And if you can get hold of them, I think they're coming out in separate boxes for retail. So you don't necessarily have to buy the core set. You can
What's the
just
game
buy.
called? Sorry.
What? Sorry,
What's the game called?
it's called Load, LOAD, the board game, and so you don't necessarily have to buy the core set. You could just buy some heroes if somebody has a core set and just play with that set of heroes. And you can build compositions. We just pick random characters based on aesthetic. So the guy that owned the board game pretty much, we did actually win because we destroyed one of the towers, and we had the most victory points basically.
Wow, yes, some of the creeps are definitely straight out of Warcraft 3.
Yeah, there's the Naga basically, which are the Atlanteans versus the Chaos faction, and the mechanics have it that the creep moves in the waves first, and there's an order of activation, and there's also jungling, which is quite good, which is so in between the 3 lanes, there are 2 jungles where you can harvest gold by killing NPCs that are denoted by cards that you just flip over, or you can find like instead potions and items and other stuff. You can only use 1 item at a time. You can upgrade the weapon that you get, so there's that kind of persistent leveling. through an in-game monetary system that you earn by killing creep or killing heroes or killing towers. And there's a respawn mechanic, which is quite good. So if you lose a character, you are quite heavily punished, but it does come back in eventually, but you can lose it at the wrong time. It's really good. It really actually captures the online MOBA experience really well on a board game, and it's fairly simple to teach somebody how to play it as well.
Does it ship with someone to actually stand by the board screaming insults at your game?
You could add a keyboard, and just frantically type abuse while shouting at the person opposite you.
It comes with a free Skype account.
You can literally go AFK on your opponent as well. You can just get up, scratch your balls in front of him, and take a drink, and say, "I'm not doing anything. I'm not playing this." And then you can say you ruined my promo game and basically DC and fuck off out of his house. You can get the full fucking experience. I literally go. You might get stabbed back from some of the stuff that you say because there is that nice online barrier where you can basically.
There's a reason I don't play MOBAs anymore.
There's a reason I continuously play MOBAs, and I think I just outlined it. But still,
you love the abuse, don't you?
I actually feed on it because it makes me stronger as a person. Kind of, maybe. No, I don't know. No, I'm playing first-person shooters at the moment, and at the end of the round, you just type wrecked and just as you're leaving, so nobody else can respond.
Oh, you're the worst.
I am literally the worst. But yeah, Titanfall 2, I can also recommend that. I'm playing that heavily. It's a really good game.
I'm really liking the models in Load. I'm looking at the pictures now. It's
really and painted. They're just really nice models.
When was the Kickstarter?
The Kickstarter had a bit of controversy.
Okay.
And it went all over.
Did you buy the Kickstarter or did you just buy retail?
I didn't buy. I haven't bought it. My friend backed the Kickstarter. I was a bit dubious at the time because of the company behind the product is the miniature maker for the AVP game. They are linked to Prodos, and Prodos have a bit of an issue with AVP.
I tell you what, let's not go into that because that's a whole legal.
It is, and that's
to answer Kurt's actual question. The funding for it ended on June the 8th.
Yeah,
right.
And I did not get unfortunately, I didn't get the Kickstarter at the time, but I will buy it at retail probably because it's just a fun game.
Okay, that's
cool.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Kurt, any other business?
Hello. I've pretty much finished painting Ragnar, whichever he is, Troll, which I bought whilst recording a previous podcast, I seem to remember. I've also dug out an older, unfinished Earthborn Troll, and bringing him up to a reasonable standard as well, so I can play 2 Earthborns again, because I haven't done that in a very long time. And my Fire Raiders are back on the desk because they never quite got finished. So they're here to just loiter and get in the way and try and annoy me until I finish them properly.
Are they the ones that gain armor if they're on fire?
Those are the ones, yes.
Fire, aren't they?
From a gaming point of view, I haven't played much. What I have played a bit of is more Black Plague. Black Plague's fun. The kids all like playing Black Plague. Just Zombicide.
Yeah, I'd like to play that.
It's great. I've got Wolfsburg, and they are clamouring for werewolves, so we're going to have to move on to the Wolfsburg.
Wolfburger.
Yeah, they all want werewolves, so we're going to start doing that. Yeah, that's it for me, I think.
Okay. Well, I've gone out and bought a Games Workshop product because they re-released Blood Bowl. And I couldn't not. The models are lovely. The new pitch is really nice. Not too sure on the new range rulers and scatter templates. I kind of prefer the old clear plastic ones. For anyone who can see that the new range ruler is kind of
so some of the dice
rulers. Sorry, go on, Ben.
Sorry, some of those dice that come in this set, I actually saw one of the demos are pretty chonky as well. The is it a D20?
D16.
Oh, it's D16. It's pretty awful.
I don't know what you mean. It's a D16.
It does not roll very well at all.
It's a D16. Of course, it doesn't roll very well. I would say that if you're having problems randomizing with 16, I still have my 3rd edition tokens, so I can put those in a bag and pick one out for a random player. No, I haven't had any problems with dice so far. There's the new block dice, which are pretty much the old block dice. I've started painting my human team and realised I can't use my old colour scheme on them because it wouldn't work. So.
Mike, is it a nostalgia purchase though, or is it an actual?
No, I genuinely do still love Blood Bowl. I play it on PC.
Okay,
So,
but I mean,
There is a new GW game coming that I'm very excited about from a nostalgia point of view.
what's that?
Titan Legions.
It's Adeptus Titanicus, yeah.
Yeah.
Titan Legions, and that I want that so much. The scale's bigger. Everything I've read about it sounds amazing.
I'm kind of sad the scale's changed.
What's the scale?
I'm not.
They've
moved it up slightly. Instead of being 6 mil, it's going to be 8, I think, and therefore the Titans are going to be more like 6 inches high. The Warlords.
It's moving more towards Flames of War scale.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
Yeah.
The Warlord Titan in theory is going to be like 6 inches high is the estimate. So
Does it actually come?
I
Does it come with infantry as well? Then
don't think it's going to come with infantry. No, I think it's going to come just like the original game did, with just Titans, and then the infantry and other tiers will come later, just like it did originally.
Yeah. Originally it was Titan Legions, and then what was it? Space Marine. There's a separate one.
Space Marines, Adeptus Titanicus, and then Space Marine came out with infantry, and they kind of filled in the gaps afterwards.
Space Marine was the first ever. The box and like the artwork was my first ever introduction to like Space Marines. It was
Mine was Space Hulk.
Mine was that, and a cousin of mine having some Space Wolves, the old Terminators.
I loved the original game, the original Epic when it first came out. It was amazing.
It was just it was the artwork for Space Marine. It was just great. Sorry.
It was a good box.
I preferred the 40k 2nd edition stuff myself.
Oh, what the
original Rogue Trader cover? Visual Rogue Trader cover is fantastic.
yeah,
With the guy about to beat someone over the head with an orc head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. The fist, the Imperial Fist.
It was.
Crimson Fists.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Crimson
Yes,
Fist. Sorry.
Imperial Fists are the ones that are more buff coloured, aren't they?
Yellow.
Yellow.
It is yellow. They're flat out yellow.
Oh, there's the Space
I didn't
Marine
think it was
box
technically
art.
yellow. I thought it was more sort of buff. But okay.
Yeah,
Mustard. Anyway,
they're very yellow nowadays.
There we go. I've got a picture. I'm just going to stick this on the chat for nostalgia purposes because it was just so good. There we go.
Oh God, the old terrible Land Raider. No.
oh, did you see? I found one. I found an original 40k Land Raider. I've got one.
I own one. They're so bad. They're just awful.
See, were Gene Stealers around when this came out? Like,
Gene Stealer cultists have been around for ages.
Well, Space Hulk came before the cultists.
So yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Space Marine came before Space Hulk. I'm really not sure. They're close. Within a few years of each other.
I was going to say, didn't the Gene Stealers turn up in Space Crusade?
No, not first. I don't think so.
There was Chaos and there was something else in Space Crusade.
Eldar.
I think Gene Stealers or some variant hybrid were in.
Oh, there was
Space
Tyranid
Crusade.
Warriors and stuff in there, wasn't there? Tyranid things in Space Crusade.
Yeah.
Gene Stealers, I'm pretty sure just did first appear. Anything of any variation that first appeared in Space Hulk, the original Space Hulk. But there were 2 versions of it before much else came out of that ilk. But But a similar time to Space Marine. It's a similar sort of time. It's not far off.
It's just because
You're googling dates now, aren't you, Mike?
I am, yes.
It's just because the banner in there has the Ultramarine McCrag, killing the.
It was a myth
Gene
before it was a
Stealer.
reality. Battle of McCrag was a myth before anybody really knew what it meant.
Yeah.
Gene Stealers first appeared in Rogue Trader.
Oh yeah.
Wait, so does this predate Rogue Trader?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Gene Stealers appeared in the first edition of 40k, but at the time were not related to Tyranids. They were simply noted as an enigmatic monster from one of the moons of Imgal, spread throughout space and threatening to become a real menace.
Can't tell you
So
what
there you
minute
go.
just came out. There was more stuff in Rogue Trader than ever was released under its banner, though.
Well, that had some really weird stuff in it. I mean, that was back in the days when you could take like Beast Men as free Imperial Guard, and there was
Yeah.
Zotes and all sorts of other stuff.
I remember Matt Townsend has got an original copy of Rogue Trader. I remember thumbing through that for the first time because I never saw it when I was growing up. And it was just
Mine's in bits in a box because it just fell apart.
and his is in really good condition,
Wow.
surprisingly. And it's got all the Space Marines with swearing and graffiti on their armor, and
Cool.
back when it
But
was cyberpunky.
It was a very different unit. I mean, even if you look at second edition and the War Gear book that came in the sheer amount that's in there. I mean, you've got
Oh, the cards. They were so annoying. Even though I love cards now in other games, it was so annoying.
Well, it was you have things like a double-page spread on an explanation of how Thud Gun worked.
Oh.
And the conversion beamer that just never got.
Oh
proper
god, yeah, I
release.
love that. The conversion beamer was mad.
And anyone who can remember the rules for the original shock attack gun, good luck to you.
Oh,
The one that had different tables for if it was being applied to infantry or vehicles.
or tanks, or
I mean, it was such a shonky game, and it just made no sense. It was fun to play. It took a million hours to do so, but the background to it was just phenomenal at the time.
And now it just takes hours to play, and it's whoever's rolling on the most dice. Shame.
I was going to say I thought the playtime on 40k had been severely reduced.
I don't know.
Because
At club, it seems to go on for a while.
that may be the point values they're playing to, though. I know you can play 40k quite successfully at low. We're quite off the topic here.
What was the topic?
Yeah, I think because it's midnight, we should probably end.
Just end.
Well, we might as well, because I've got work tomorrow. So
Yeah, me too, and I'm tired. And
Yeah.
need some sleep.
So, Alex,
Yes.
just sign us off.
Go on then. You've been listening to Elite Cadre, the epic podcast that doesn't take itself too seriously. I've been Alex.
I've been Mike.
I've been Kurt, and don't forget to Google Sean Connery and Zardos.
I am Sean Connery and Zardos.
Oh dear God!
I'm that hairy. No, I'm not. I'm not that hairy. Method acting. All that hair.
Goodbye.
Bye, Nick.
Bye, Nick.
Bye, Nick.
How many
I'm
viewers did we have at the end then?
Pardon?
How many viewers did we have towards the end?
It went up to 3 and then down to 0.
Oh, they got sick of us.
Pretty much.
So who gave us the feedback that we talk over each other then?
Just a guy at the North Gaming Centre.
Just like this
Oh,
guy,
okay.
Just a guy.
It's a nice guy, Indeed.
Chris Campbell.
You got the reference, didn't you, Kurt?
I did.
Yeah,
he's
good.
He's a hoopy fruit.
There we go.
He really knows where his towel is if you want me to really push it.
Okay. I walked in on something, sorry.
Ooh, actually, that reminds me. Tomorrow I should be able to get that on Audible. Excellent.
Oh, I'm just incredibly tired. This has been...
Go to bed then.
No, because I've got to go play Titanfall for a bit.
Why?
What, now?
I just honestly can't relax at the moment unless
I'm
I've
going to have a bath, I think.
shot someone in the face.
Bath at midnight.
Well, it's that or get up in the morning, and it'd be quicker if I won't sleep that quickly now, just as Ben's just said. So if I have a quick bath now, I can
Instead,
then straight
he'll
up and get dressed
sleep in the
morning.
bath now.
And
And
drown.
2 hours. Yeah. No, you've seen me and a bath. I can't drown in a bath. I just can't.
Are you
Not unless your feet are touching the ceiling.
I can't drown in a bath. It just wouldn't work.
I don't know why, but that's just giving me the image of that GIF of the reverse of Jaws of shark being on a boat and a man clawing for some reason out the sea and eating the boat and trying to eat the shark.
Shark moves in the tank in the cage. Man's in the water. Well,
No, have you not seen the GIF?
what if I just that's a weird bad quote of Clerks doing Jaws but reverse? That's weird.
Yeah, it is salsa shark.
That's a shark.
Yeah,
Good
we're
luck.
gonna need a bigger boat.
I need a bigger.
Oh,
boat.
where's the GIF? I need to find this
Rupert!
GIF. Send it to Kurt. Just because it makes me laugh every time I watch it. It's one of the few things in life.
You've got like 5 or 6 seconds before I close this, and
Oh, please, give me.
This carries on
Give
without.
me.
Carries on without you anyway.
Yeah, we can
Give
stay.
me. Give me.
not unless I press the stop broadcast button.
Mike, don't
you've
do
gone
that.
away before we've carried on chatting. Not every
Hey,
time.
I found it. I've literally found it. Can you give me a minute?
You've
And
not
I-
figured
and I-
it out, though.
What?
You've not. You said you've literally found it. So that would suggest you've not.
I
Found
I've found it. I'm
Ben,
putting it
stop
in.
explaining and just do something.
All right, I'm. Mike, you like that teacher that just shouts at you and you just don't deserve it, you know. All right, I've posted it in there.
Oh, brilliant! I can't wait to look at this.
Oh, shut up! Just look at it.
Yes, I've seen that one before.
Yeah, it just makes me laugh.
Righto.
Oh, come on! It's funny. And it
That's
was
fine.
just, and it was just
that
the
left
idea. It was just the idea of Kurt in a bathtub.
Is
It
that
just
left
made me
shark?
think of that. I don't know. What?
Is it left shark?
Oh no!
Don't
Don't do that. That wasn't even funny at the time.
You're so
We do
judgmental,
a
Ben.
Cadre mannequin challenge.
Oh God! How can you do that?
Just
We're
done it.
already mannequins. I mean, look at.
Well, that
Kurt's
was kind of
picture.
a joke. It's kind of a podcast, so
But I'm animated. That's not really me.
I still can't work out if there were metal G-Steelers out before Space Hulk at 89. I'm still struggling to find that out. I'm reading it now.
They have
It's
actually,
Colonel Conroy.
In Rogue Trader, but I can't work out when models were released.
they have actually found some really early unreleased cultists.
Well, I had some
recently.
cultists and stuff that came out kind of that were either released or were around at a similar sort of time. But because I had the cultist, I might still have the cultist army probably in the loft.
Wasn't there an article on Bell of Lost Souls about some of the rules quite recently of old Gene Stealer cults that were just mental?
I had
Was
some
there-
limousines and stuff. You can make
Yeah.
converted limousines and things. I had one of those. Yeah, one of those armies. I had an army.
And now the ultimate gift to send back to Benj.
What's that? Oh dear, what have you sent me? Oh, that is not even funny anymore, and they fucking worked it into Overwatch.
Do you know,
And
do you know,
fucking-
do you know, Beth, I've been seeing for about 7 or 8 months, has changed her name to Elizabeth Archer. I'm not joking. I'm not even joking. She's legally changed it. She's Elizabeth Archer.
That's interesting.
Kind of like the Pharaoh Commandos, by the way, that we didn't talk about.
So we can say you're flying into the danger zone.
Danger Zone. Yeah, she'll understand the reference. Unlike, yes. Getting K logins out and everything.
If anyone is still listening to this, if you haven't watched Archer,
Go do it now!
it's on Netflix.
I'm saving it. I'm saving it.
Watch all of it now before you sleep again.
What do you mean you're saving it? There's like 2 more seasons to go yet.
Oh, I don't know.
Yep, there are. They've started to do more.
There's a movie out on Netflix at the end of the week that looks quite good. I'm looking forward to that. Called Spectral. That looks quite good.
I would say I think it may have already gone.
G-Stealer, a box set released in 1990, introduced G-Stealer Colt, including G-Stealer hybrids and the Megas and the Patriarchs of the game in 1990. So the G-Stealer models and the Patriarch and the Colts came out a year after Space Hulk by the look of it.
Oh, there we go.
That's taking me ages to find that.
Just to go back to the movie talk, it may have left cinemas by now. I don't know. If anyone gets a chance to see the movie Your Name, you should do so because it's really good.
Who's in it?
Pardon?
The Jason Biggs one. Is it the
No,
Jason Biggs one?
No, it's the new Makoto Shinkai one. It's just been out in cinemas.
Oh, I saw the trailer, I think, actually. No, you said that.
It's really, really good. A lot of people in our cinema got kind of ambushed by it. So there was a certain point where all you could hear was sniffling from the row behind. Yeah, really, really good.
In January, they are re-releasing in some selected cinemas the original animated Ghost in the Shell. So,
I saw that in cinema when it released before.
I've kind of fallen out of love with that one.
What okay.
The live action looks entertaining. You've seen the trailer for the live action.
It does.
Yeah.
I did like the original that version of the Ghost in the Shell when I saw it. Then I read the manga. Then I saw Standalone Complex and went, "Oh no, these are better."
Oh, Standalone Complex.
Yeah,
is very
but Standalone Complex is really good. You can't. I still like the Oshi original movie.
I do.
As a standalone thing, ironically.
The problem is I don't like the music, and all the colour's been removed from it, and it's got goodbye. It's got Oshi's horrible navel gazing stuff in it, which he puts in all of his movies. He actually made there's a movie he made called Avalon.
I've got it.
Which he actually made worse by having more of this navel gazing, what is the soul bullshit in it.
Yeah, he did.
He takes 20 minutes to put across a concept you could put across in 4 words.
Yeah, but
I suppose if you like that
Stray Dogs was all right.
I quite like the "What is the soul" of Ghost in the Shell. It's half the point.
Have you seen Stray Dogs?
It's supposed to be. The concept itself is a dual plot concept, isn't it?
I'll get your point. It is the point of the film cut. However, I think he could have got. He really hammered on that message when he didn't need to. He could have said it much more succinctly in a couple of lines, got across the same message, and been absolutely fine. I just felt like.
For me though, I like the because it's the 2 halves. So there's the spirit of a computer lost in the net, for want of a better word for it, and then there's the general who's then questioning herself, and is she still human? And is, despite her enhancements, is she still human? Where is her soul? It's the 2 stories mirror each other all the way through the whole film.
You're not going to like them this new live action because Oshi is the main consultant on it. So
he's the main consultant on it, but if you look at a lot of the stuff, it's blending. The movie, it's got the antagonist from Standalone Complex Series 2. It's got bits of Standalone Complex Series 1 in there. It's definitely got some of the manga influences.
Have you watched some of the little bits on YouTube? They're really good.
Yeah, they've got a full trailer now as well.
No, I meant the making-y bits. There's a few making-y bits on YouTube. No, they're very short. They don't spoil anything.
Yes.
They're really good.
Yeah. No, I've seen some of those. I mean, it's definitely something I'll go and see.
Yeah.
But I do have problems with Oshii as a filmmaker.
But how many of his?
I like Standalone Complex.
How many of his films have you watched though? Because his earlier stuff, he did it quite well. He did the soul searching quite well.
I mean, I've seen Ghost in the Shell 2, Avalon, Wolf Brigade, possibly a couple more back in the day.
Did he do the animated Wolf?
Pat Labor.
I like Pat Labor. Both
Yeah,
Pat Labor.
Pat Labor is amazing.
I like Pat Labor. It's very long, but it's very good.
And Pat Labor too.
Yeah, I like Pat Labor too. Yeah, I like that too. Pat Labor 2, in some respects, is better.
And that's got your navel gazing in it, if you want to call it that.
But
But it is so well done. The music, the pacing.
I watched that in ages. I need to get that. I need to download that. I haven't watched that in a long time. That's really good.
There is a new Pat Labor, you realise?
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And there's the live action TV series, which is more comedy.
Also, the original Pat Labor and the original Appleseed seem similar, and yet the remakes or reimaginings of Appleseed have gone off in very different directions.
They've gone more towards the manga.
Yeah, they have. It's more the
Yeah.
I like the way the different Appleseed stories tell the same story in some respects over and over again, but different aspects can give you different backgrounds. So you watch all of them and you find out all about Baleto's background, how he became cyborg, and all this kind of stuff you find out from watching the different interpretations of it.
Yeah.
You read it, you probably find it all out that way as well. But
although the original first animated movie was a travesty. Like,
bear in mind there was nothing else at the time. I liked it because I was like 19, and it was comparable to what else was around at the time, except Akira.
Yeah, but I liked Black Magic 88, M88, so I'm pretty bad as well. But that was a bad movie.
Bench, we know you're a terrible human being, and that's.
It came out in a massive wave of. We got hit with tons of everything from Wicked City to fucking Cyber City 808. Series, which I really loved that when it first came out.
Actually,
tons of stuff at the time.
Thinking of all this, I've actually just had clearance from Manga today that anything of theirs we want to show at the convention we can.
Oh, the label.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So,
I would definitely watch Tank Police.
The original Dominion Tank Police.
Yeah, it's so bad and fun.
I love that thing to pieces. It's so daft.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Bartholomew.
Also, one of the best worst theme tunes ever.
Yeah, so bad.
What, the original one? Tank Police.
Yes.
Feel the power that we got. Yeah, that was.
What about Battle of the Planets or Gatchaman?
Never seen Gatchaman.
Whatever. Any of it?
No, that wasn't mine.
Not even the really recent series, Gatchaman Crowds.
Well, there was supposed to be a film, wasn't there? It never seemed to have happened. There was a film that was a trailer and a film and shorts about it. And it never seemed to happen. It was like 2 years ago.
Oh, the big the live action
big
one.
CG. Well, no, CG. It was a kind of pseudo live action CG thing, and it was just like it never happened. There's a trailer. You can probably still find the trailer on YouTube, but it never actually seemed to happen, unless I've missed it or it never came out beyond Japan. I don't know.
I vaguely remember something like that happening.
I mean, Battle of the Planets is the first exposure most of us had in the UK of my age group to any kind of anime. Bad American rehashed and raped, but it was what it was.
It's quite funny that you've actually watched Avalon, though. I don't know many people that have watched Avalon.
I was friends with an FTV student at university, and part of his degree involved him getting an audience of people to watch and criticise a film. I think he got a bit upset when I compared it to Tron.
I've not seen it. I'll be honest. I haven't seen it.
It's not bad.
It's okay. It's got a decent story going for it, but I think you could cut out 20-25 minutes, and it'd be.
What's the new Pat Labor like? Is it another sequel or is it a remake?
I think it's a short at the moment, building up to a new series.
It's based on. It's kind of like the first movie, but it's more like the TV series, more slapstick.
Okay.
You got to realize that Pat Labor's TV series originally was more of a comedy with a bit of.
Okay.
With a bit.
I like the fact it's quite serious.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it had an animated series. It was comedy, but then there was a layer of like detective stuff, and then that's why 1 and 2, like 1 starts to go down that route. Like, it's really creepy when the virus takes over the heavy industries, whatever the hell it's called, and you just see the screens with, like, Babel written over and over again. That scene was really dark.
Actually, I will say, if we're on the classics at the moment, there is one thing I've just picked out of my pile of stuff to watch that I'm going through at the moment, and that is Bubblegum Crisis.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to have seen Akira in the cinema with in the original subtitle in the cinema, and we got a cinema release in the UK in about '92.
Not even the original dub with one of the turtles in.
I have seen that, but in the cinema I saw the original with subtitles.
Wow, you're old.
And I've watched it in Japanese without subtitles because I used to watch it so much we ended up watching it because you knew the plot, knew what was happening. We didn't understand Japanese entirely, but you kind of go, I know this film so well, I don't care.
Best thing I ever saw was when I was in Tokyo and I saw Zeta Gundam: A New Translation, the first one where they integrated new animated scenes.
Zeta Gundam, the film where we couldn't be bothered to reanimate half of it.
Well, they did reanimate quite a huge chunk of the second and third volume of it.
Yes, but they left in the original animation where they hadn't done it, and it was just weird.
I know, but the music saved it. It was just really good. And
I will say I am looking forward to seeing the re-release of Zeta Gundam next year on Blu-ray.
Is it coming on Blu-ray, a new translation?
New translation isn't, but the series is.
Oh. Why isn't new translate? I mean, I managed to get myself a couple of copies of like 1, 2, and 3. So, but when I was over there, but yeah.
Simply put, there's not enough money in the movies to bring them over.
Wow, they were rammed when I saw them in Japan.
Yeah, but the West doesn't care. The West wants TV series.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
the only release we've had was that US box set about 10 years ago, which admittedly I own, but
I've got a fan sub series, well, probably a Chinese sub actually, back in the day, on DVD. But
sadly, my copy of Mobile Suit Gundam is on the other side of the room. So,
I've got most of the UC Gundam stuff.
Actually, I will say, just before I go to bed, because I really need to, what I have found is that Gundam The Origin on Blu-ray is actually only about 25 quid on Amazon JP.
Oh, okay.
So
it's bloody expensive anywhere else.
Well, it's sold out in the UK and was £80 a volume.
Jesus. I mean, I don't mind having a digital copy. It was fine because I also got Thunderbolt quite recently, and I watched that, and Thunderbolt was amazing, and I can't wait for the.
I've never watched Gundam.
It's a really hard to find a good starting point. I find to introduce people.
No, it isn't. You send them Gundam Seed, you're done.
What? And then they don't ever watch anything ever again?
No, but if you send them Gundam Seed, then they research and find out, oh shit, Universal Century is like 500 episodes of random shit.
I still do like Gundam Seed somewhat, but that's just a guilty pleasure.
It's not a guilty pleasure.
As a random aside, there's a thing that appeared on Netflix which seems to be unconnected to anything else, which is Space Pirate, not Horgol.
Oh.
It's like a
yeah, I know the one that you're talking about. It's
Horlock. Space
Pirate.
Yeah. I knew it was a troll name.
I've not seen it, but I've heard it's
I watched it last week. It's all right. I think my daughter will love it. My 9-year-old, I think, will love it. Not what I expected. Interesting, but
yeah. Right. Anyway, I'm gonna have to
go to bed. Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna love you and leave you guys.
Thank you for listening, anyone who's still on YouTube, and we'll see you all in a month's time.
Bye-bye. Oh, have a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. See, I'm not all hate-filled.
There you are.
Just
all right, okay, fine.